Welcome to Quiz Videos Mastery. I am glad you are here. I just want to touch on a couple of points to get started. So all the training is in the menu. Obviously, go watch all the videos I made there, in which I create a real new channel called Quiz Engine. And I show you all the steps you need to create your own channel. If you're brand new to YouTube, you've never done this, may seem overwhelming. So I tried to break it down step by step. Basically, you need three things to get started, and only one of them is necessary to get started. And that thing is having a Gmail email address. That is the one requirement that you need to have. And getting a Gmail address is free. Now, many people have a Gmail address already, and if you do, you may not be aware that that means you can be on YouTube with really no effort at all other than setting up the channel. If you don't have Gmail, see what I put in the videos, and also you can search online for how to create a Google and then a Gmail account, all free. There's nothing that will cost you anything. In the training, I've used the paid version of Canva, Pro version, and you can also use the free version. It will go slower. There's no getting around that, but I'm going to add a video. I don't have it just yet. I'm recording this on January 2nd, but give me a couple of days. I'm going to put in an example of how to use just the free version of Canva, because why not? All right. And the last thing is, a lot of what I show in the training, showing other channels, are these ones with a lot of graphics and exciting things that you see. And then I came across I did touch upon a text-based channel in somewhere in the videos I already made, but I looked at these a little further, and there's a whole little niche here. Let's call it a sub niche. I don't know, of these quiz channels that are just text. All right, they're not even making fancy graphics or anything, such as this. This is called QuizTube, and you could see what these look like. I think they're going to be pretty easy to make. There's no nothing as a graphic except, really the little boxes here are graphics, but basically this is text based. And now check this out. You see what these look like? All right, and that's QuizTube. And then do you see what these look like? It's a different channel. So I wonder if it's the same owner, because you can have multiple YouTube channels. You're not stuck to one. I don't even know if there is a limit. I know people have several. I think the real limit is how many do you want to manage, right? Because after a while, I don't think you need a ton of them. But it's quite common to have 2, 3, 4 channels for different niches. So I'm guessing, and I don't know for sure, that maybe this person has 2 channels that are both in the quiz niche, because they look exactly the same. Let's look at the first one and the second one. Pretty close. And if it's one person copying the other, that's okay too, because it's all right to model after what's successful. I want to show you something else about this particular channel. The name of it, English Tests and Logical Reasoning. They're not even marketing themselves as a quiz channel per se. They're going for education. So there's a whole nother thing you can do with these videos. I'm all about the fun and the trivia and, this or that, or would you rather. And here's one that turns it into education and is making, I imagine, really good money. I can't say for sure, but I can see like this video here got 11,000 views, 19,000 views, and this is only from yesterday, okay? It says right here, I don't know if you can see in the video I'm making, but right here it says 1 day ago this was uploaded, and it's already gotten 19,000 views. 3 days ago, 38,000 views. These are great numbers, by the way. All right, so that's that. One more channel, and this is Quiz Tunnel. I do show this a couple of places in the training I've already put together. But I'm looking at these ones more and more because I realize, as exciting as all those other ones with all the graphics and things going on, what's the bottom line? The bottom line is, are you building a channel and getting it monetized and getting successful at it? So when I look at these, can these be any more simple looking? And I want to show you this video right here. If you can see the small print that I'm showing you right here, 3.2 million views. Million. Yes, 92,000, 135,000, 543,000. I didn't look too closely yet into one of these videos, but I gotta think these are a cinch to make. Once you know how to make a video overall, how hard can this be? You make them in Canva. So if you know Canva, you already got half of the process done, and you just work with tech stuff in Canva. Canva can make videos. That is a piece of it in the free version, all that. So yeah. And I want to show you the last thing here, and then I'll let you get to the training and the menu, is I can take their handle here and go to a utility or a website called Social Blade. I do show this somewhere in another video or two. This is not free. I pay $99 a year for this, but it's made for, well, right here, analytics for different social platforms, including YouTube. So I'm going to enter that handle or name in there and give you an idea of some things about this particular channel. You can do this with all the channels, any channel, but I really like this one because of those simple plain text videos. So they only have 95 videos. Some of these other channels have hundreds of videos, you know, several hundred. This is just 95, all right, that they started close to 2 years ago. And for them to only have put up 95 in 2 years means they're going at a leisurely pace, all right? So they're not feeling, I guess, frantic to upload every day, because some people advise upload. I even do this too in the training. You got to be consistent. But I don't know, you know, I don't know this channel. I don't know who owns it. But when I see this, I realize you got some flexibility here as well, besides the today stuff. And what you can see on here is their earnings. So in Social Blade, which I do show, like I said, in some other video somewhere, you get this range of what they're earning. Like this is their monthly earnings, and it's always this huge range, $197 to $3,200. Why? What's up with that? That's such a huge range. You know, it's not like this, it's like this. All right. And the reason is because it has to do with the kind of ads that are run on your channel. YouTube decides what ads to run on your channel after you get monetized. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to go looking for advertisers. You simply get to a point where your channel can be monetized after you have 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 watch hours. And, you know, for example, I just showed you a video from this place, right, that had, you know, what, 3.2 million views. Well, that one video would have popped them right into monetization instantly. I'm not saying that's their first video. You do have to grow. You know, it's going to be slow going at first. It's just the nature of things. But, you know, you'll get there if you just be consistent. All right. And the other thing here that Social Blade can show is their subscriber growth. So you can see there's usually about 10 or 12 or 15 days showing here. Even today, January 2nd, we don't know how many subscribers they got today. And I imagine these are estimates because they're all rounded off, but 300 yesterday, 200 the day before, 400 the day before. The important thing that I've noticed is, never mind the number, it's all in green. Right? I have yet to see a quiz channel that's losing subscribers, and all of the ones I've looked at on Social Blade here are growing. They're all growing. So this is a really popular niche, these quiz ones. And you can also see their video views per day as well, and how much money they are earning. So, you know, these numbers are really tiny, you know, like here, $8 to $121 in a day. Again, the range, who the hell knows, but let's say it's somewhere in the middle, it's $50 a day. Okay, $50 a day, not bad. You know, you make the videos once, you upload them, you're done. I mean, this, in a sense, is passive income. You know, we don't really like to use that term to give the impression that 100% you do nothing. That's not true. You do have to create new videos. You do have to upload them. But once a video is on YouTube, it's there. You are done with it, and it can be bringing you in money. So that's it. Excited to get started. And, you know, I just started my quiz channel. You know, I'm not hiding behind anything like I've done this a lot. I haven't. But I'm all excited to, like, grow my channel throughout this coming year, and I hope you are too. It's just consistency. It may be hard at first to make a couple of videos because you've never done the process, but isn't that like anything in life? You do it a few times, it gets easier. Okay, so let's go get these channels going, and thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the world of quiz videos. I'm on YouTube, of course, and I put in a search here for quiz videos, but I haven't actually hit search yet. So let's do that part and see what comes up in the search. And I'm going to recognize a bunch of these because I've already been doing the research. Like this is a big channel right here, Quiz Blitz. There are sometimes ones that look like this, which I personally don't think are very effective because they're not cute and they're not like bouncing out at you. They're just kind of plain looking. This is more the kind of thing that we're going to end up seeing. And I'm going to go into these YouTube channels in this video. So just to come here and, you should do this, come and browse around and see what you find. Like here's that Quiz Blitz again, and they've got this particular video right here that we're looking at, 50 questions. And it might be small on the video I'm making for you, but this says 956,000 views, right? This is a huge number. And also note that this is about 14 minutes long. So I'm going to show some of those lengths as well. And start to see a bunch of these look similar, but that's okay because they're very popular. So I'm going to go into some of these channels in more detail. I have a bunch of tabs open. I don't know if I'll get to all of them, but let's get started in no particular order other than the way I have the tabs open. All right, so here's one called Guessers. This is quiz, so you guess answers, right? So that's a good name for it. I like to go here and see their latest videos here. 21 hours ago, 1 day ago, 2 days ago. This is important for turning this into something profitable, is to be consistent. Like these people obviously are doing this every day because this says 3 days ago, 5 days ago, 7 days ago, 8 days ago. So nearly every day they're putting one of these up. In total, they have 444 videos. Now, that might seem overwhelming and like way too much to even grasp, how am I going to do this? But once you get a system down with these, it becomes easier, and you may actually hire some of the work out to other people. You can find relatively inexpensive people, VAs, I guess, who would do some of this work for you. Of course, I totally encourage you, it might be necessary that you do a few of these first, totally from start to finish, so you know how to explain it to someone else. Now, I also like to go on any of these channels and go into this more link here and get all the information about this channel. The most important thing being, as far as I'm concerned, when I look at this, is when did they start, all right? So this is almost to the day 2 years ago. So in 2 years, they've gotten 78,000 subscribers. They've done 400 videos. So on average, they're doing about one every other day. They may have started slow and then accelerated their pace of uploading them. But they've got 25 million views. So this is pretty impressive. And actually, as you'll see, this is one of the smaller channels I'm going to show you. All right, so let's go to another one. And somewhere in the middle of all this, I'll stop and actually play a video or two. I just want to get through some of the channels that are popular here. Here's the Quiz Blitz one. All right, so 806,000 subscribers, 676 videos. This number is incredible, 806,000 subscribers. Well, why is that incredible other than it's a big number? Because they are making money off of the ad revenue. You're probably familiar, most people are, that you go to YouTube, you watch videos, and there's ads in the videos. Well, those are money earners for the channels that have the ads showing on them. And more details about that are in another video that I'm making here. Just want to show you the more subscribers, it's very likely the more money you are going to make. And let's see here. I'm recording this video in mid-December 2024. So this has been open only, is it even 18 months or so? And they already have this incredible number of 806,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can go into one of their videos. Trying to look at one that's... I'm trying to get away from the Christmas ones. They have so much of this. I just want to look like a more general trivia one. Yeah, like here we go. 50 questions. How is your general knowledge? And got to get rid of the ad first, but this is great because what's the first thing I see is an ad. This is how these people are making money. All right, so ads are really, really important, and you can't run ads till you reach a certain level of having been on YouTube. I'll talk about that as well, but I'm going to skip this to get out of the ad and just let this video play by itself for a few minutes.
Let's see if you're a real genius with this quiz of 50 questions to test your general knowledge. Let's go! Before starting, please subscribe to the Quiz Blitz channel for more exciting quizzes. First question. What is the tallest tower in the world? The One World Trade Center, the Eiffel Tower, or the Burj Khalifa? Yes! It's the Burj Khalifa in Dubai with a height of 2,717 feet.
So I'm pausing that for a moment. I'll start it again. I just want to point out a few things that we've seen already is they have a nice intro into the videos. So they might have had somebody create what's called an intro for them. And then they have a piece about subscribe to the channel. So that's really important too. Just give people a what's called a call to action. Hey, subscribe. And that's how they get all the subscribers, by encouraging people to subscribe. And finally, in these videos here, we only watched one challenge so far. There's nothing where a person actually interacts with it. In other words, I can't touch the screen and say, okay, I'm going to pick out C as the answer. I just have to wait. There is no interaction with YouTube videos. There's nothing you can touch. Like if you're watching on your phone, it won't do anything other than maybe pause the video, which is not what you want. But let me point out some things here, which you'll see more about in other videos where I discuss the layouts and stuff. A lot of these videos follow the same type of layout. There's a number here in the upper left corner. Then there's the question, of course, along the top. They may have their channel name here. Sometimes it's on both sides, kind of vertical placed. And there's usually some logo in the corner. And there's a lot of animation, and as you see, things bounce around the screen. And that actually is all done in Canva, which, of course, I'm going to show you how to do in another video. But let's continue.
What is the name of this fruit? Dragon fruit, mango, or papaya?
Also notice there's a countdown bar here. That's really important too.
Yes, it's a mango. How many faces does a cube have? 4, 6, or 8?
And I think this is pretty much how these videos are.
6.
All right, so I paused that. That's a really great example of what these quiz videos are. They're very visual, they're very exciting, they're animated, they have music playing in the background, at least most of them do. The voiceover could be you, it could be somebody you hire, and it could even be AI-generated voices. All right, let's move on to another channel because I want to show the channels more than anything in this video. Was that just the one we did? No, that's Quiz Blitz. Some of these sound familiar. The Quiz channel, all right? So this is a smaller one with 229,000 subscribers. Now, that's a relative thing. When I say small, that is still a huge channel compared to so many other things on YouTube. Let's see when they got started. So they've been around for a while. Okay, so 4 or 5 years, right? And I guess 314 videos. So their growth, I'm going to make a correlation. My best guess here is that they have a smaller number of subscribers because they haven't been putting out videos consistently. If they did 300 over the course of 5 years, that's not very active. So they still get a lot of views and they're doing good here. I also can see 1 day ago, 3 days, 10 days. See, there's a whole week missing there, 2 weeks ago, and so on and so on. So consistency is important for getting the most number of subscribers. But on the flip side of that, you could see even a channel like this, which isn't that crazy with posting new videos, has still got a really good following. All right, let's move on to another. Mind games. And, you know, by the way, why am I pulling up these particular ones? Only because I did some research the other day, and the ones that showed up for me when I did that initial search, and I was just curious to go into the ones that I saw and find out some stuff. So 132,000 subscribers, 300 videos, and they got started about 1.5 years ago, which is great because it brings out another point that these channels can grow pretty fast. Again, consistency, and you'll start to see that a lot of the quiz videos all look the same at some point. Very visual, color schemes, all that. I mean, here's some red and blue and some white text. going back at some others. I don't know if they're quite the same, but you know, this looks like a similar look. I even think possibly that some of these channels are owned, that more than one channel is owned by the same person. That is possible. All right, let's move on. Quiz tunnel. Okay, so just my personal opinion. These are not attractive. I don't feel like excited. I just see some text. Yeah. However, they still have nearly 50,000 subscribers. And when did they start? About a year and a half ago. All right, and just 95 videos. So even at a lower level of production, let's call it, and you can see how these all look, they're still getting views. I mean, I don't know if in the video you could see this, but here, this video right here, I guess these are more like riddles. Only a genius can solve these riddles. And maybe I'll open this one up in a moment. Has 3 million views. And it came out just 4 months ago. That's an enormous number. Let's just see what this is for a moment. And so far, there's no speaking. That's interesting as well. There are sound effects. And there's some music, but there's no talking. Interesting. Now, I don't even see a countdown, unless that's the countdown right here. I guess it is. Well, finally, I want to know what the answer is. I'm a color, you can eat me, what am I? I guess an orange, right? Let's see. All right, well, that was a little easy, I think. All right. Let's go back, because I want to also, I didn't think to mention this earlier as we're going through all these channels, and maybe I'll go back a couple as well. What I want to look at is the length of these, all right? And it might be hard to see on the video I'm making for you right here, but this is 21 minutes long, 14 minutes long, 26 minutes long, 10 minutes long, which means two things. It means they take more work to create these videos, but on the other hand, they bring in the watch hours faster. I'll explain the monetization in a moment, but they're getting their watch hours up probably pretty fast by making these longer videos. And I've noticed that a lot of these channels do have longer videos here, 12 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. I did see a channel somewhere with one that was like 2 hours long. I couldn't believe it. 10, 15, 12, 15. Here, this one right here, this music quiz, 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute video. Came out 1 month ago. It has 43,000 views. All right, let's go on a little more and a little more, because after a while, they're repetitive. All right, the Quiz Rainbow has 555,000 subscribers, 373 videos, but of course, how long did it take them? When did they start? All right, years ago, like 4 years ago, so their pace hasn't been all that busy. I can see here 1 day ago, 3, 5, 7. But I'm wondering if a lot of these channels got faster as they went along and started slow. Just no way to know unless I started doing a lot of research. The daily quiz. Well, I hope they're posting them daily then. That would make sense for their name. 23 hours ago. Is this one of the ones I looked at? I'm not sure. They start to look all the same after a while. Oh, I guess not, because look at this. 2 million subscribers. That is huge. 2 million subscribers. And they got started, quite a while ago. 9 years ago. So, 8, 9 years ago. All right, well, we're going to try and build up to a high number of subscribers faster than taking a decade to do it. So let's move on here. Quizzes for you. Now, this one, I'm not going to play the video per se, or maybe I will just for a moment. I don't particularly like this because the guy's talking in them and you see him talking. This is not like the other ones, and he has a shorter number of subscribers, a smaller number, still 142,000 of them. And he started in 2021. But let's see. I believe we're going to see him talking.
If you want to quit your job,
no, not that. This is a commercial. This is an ad,
would
which
you
is
rather start
exactly
with
what these
something
channels
brand new
want.
or something that's
so
been around
they make money. to get past their intro stuff, but it's good to know that it's there.
Hi and welcome to another quiz. I hope you're having a great day. This quiz is all about the 60s and 70s. There's questions.
So that's all I'm going to show here. I wanted you to see how this is different from the others. He talks the quizzes out, which personally I don't think is as effective as just having those cute ones with everything bouncing around. All right, I'm almost near the end here. This has 27,000 subscribers and only 5 videos. Maybe I'll just skip that one. All right, and what's this last one? 522,000 subscribers, 722 videos, and got started just about 2 years ago. So been consistent, got a lot of videos up there, and getting a lot of watch hours. And I'm going to show you, I think it's a video right after this, a utility called Social Blade, which shows more information about the subscribers, the channel, how much money they make, and about the videos themselves. So the last thing I want to do in this first video here is to show you the monetization. So when I say you run that ads are run on your channel or on your videos, you first have to reach a certain threshold for those even to occur. It's actually, I think it's more this one I want to see. Right here, unlock revenue sharing from ads. That's what you want. When you hit 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 public watch hours. So you can do one or the other. And I believe with these kind of channels, this comes up pretty quick so that you get monetized pretty fast. All right, so that's it for this video, and I will show more in the following videos. In this video, I'm going to show you Social Blade. I'm on the site right now here, Social Blade. And it's a great analytical tool to see how YouTube channels are performing and get some insights into them. So this is a paid platform. I'm logged in already, but I do want to show you before I go any further what it costs to join this. And you can get in at a pretty low price here. You can do monthly or yearly, as you can see here. I'm on the silver plan here, and I did pay $100. For a year, but certainly you could start here, I would imagine. So let's pull this back out of the way and get into here. So I'm going to enter up here the channel names that we see on YouTube, and I want to show you what those are because it may not be so obvious. Let me go to one here. So you would think that's the name, and in this case that actually is the name, but it's over here underneath. You can see there's an @ sign and then the name. And if I go through some of the other ones that have been open, like Quiz Blitz, very big quiz site, but you might see here it's there's no spaces and it actually ends with an underscore. So these are the parts that you want to know. And even if I were to go to the Home tab on these, I think up here you would see part of the name as well. Let's look at another one or two. So the quiz channel is literally the quiz channel with no spaces. And here Mind Games is Mind Games 888. So let's grab a couple of these and look at them. Quiz Tunnel, Quiz Rainbow. Daily Quiz is Daily Quiz YT, which probably stands for YouTube. So I'm going to grab this and copy that, and I'm going to go back to Social Blade here, and up in the upper right there, I'm going to paste it in there and do the search. And up come the statistics for this site. Now it gets a grade. I have no idea why this is a B. I don't know if that's compared to everything on YouTube, not just quiz channels, but everything. But you know, this is not that important. I guess it's some calculation based on this other information. What I do want to show you is they have an estimated monthly earnings here of anywhere from $2,000 to $31,000. This is interesting to say the least because that's such a huge range of estimated earnings. Same thing for a year, 23,000 to 380,000. This is like somebody's average job, and this is like you're retiring. So there's quite a difference here. Why is this? Because this is ad revenue. So on the YouTube videos, ads will show, and the amount of money that a channel can make from those ads being shown differs all the time because it has to do with some of the way advertising works on social platforms. There's the cost per thousand that advertisers will pay, and that number can go up and down depending maybe on the niche, on the time of day, on how much competition of other advertisers are looking for that to get seen, to get views. And it's just kind of dynamic. So I think that's why there's such a big range here. It must be assuming here at $2,000 that it's a very low cost per thousand that advertisers are getting away with, and here it must be higher. So you really got to take this with, you know, some understanding that, imagining that the real number is somewhere between here. And with a range like that, let's just say $5,000 a month is the estimated earnings, maybe $6,000, maybe $10,000 a month. Whatever it is, I mean, even at $5,000 a month earnings, that's $60,000 a year. Not bad, all right? So let's scroll down a little bit here. And this is by day. So today is December 24th when I'm recording this, and it goes back, I don't know, about 15 days or so. So on the 11th of December, there were a little over 2 million subscribers, and you could see this has been growing 2.05, 2.06, 2.07, down to where like today is 2.08 subscribers. So this is a growing channel. Having looked at Social Blade over the years in different niches, not necessarily this quiz niche, but I've noticed you could see this going the other way where a channel is losing subscribers, and probably because they're not putting out enough content or they're not using good keywords in their descriptions, etc., etc. Okay, and the money, you can see now it's broken out by day. So, well, today is still happening. So if I look at yesterday, they're estimating that yesterday alone pulled in somewhere between $141 and $2,300. And of course, I don't know where exactly that number is, and there's not an actual way for us to find out an exact number. But these are great guidelines to give you some incentive to want to put these videos out. Wow. All right. You could also, let me see if I can go to user videos. Go to this tab here. And you can see the actual videos and how they're performing. So this one was posted today, so it hasn't gotten a lot of traction. And it's saying the estimated earnings are between $4 and $32. So that's like really nothing, right? But consider this. You really got to get this concept in. This is one video. So even though it's released today, it's still just one video out of their hundreds of videos. And on a given day, I suppose nearly all of their videos are being seen to some degree, some much more than others, right? But that's why don't get thrown off by this little number, $6, or even $3. It's just for that one particular video. And you might see, I mean, going into the real nitty-gritty here, you can also start to see a pattern, perhaps. And you should look at this if you get Social Blade with different channels. I'm just showing one right now, where you could see, like, why would one get 25,000 views, and why would this one get 380,000 views? Is there some pattern? Is it the type of quiz? Some are like would you rather type questions. Others are like guess here, like guess the logo. Yeah, so there's different types here, and there could be some useful information pulled out of these statistics. Let's go look at another one, because that's actually a very big channel. Let's see if we grab one of the other ones and do the same thing. This one is a little too small. I don't think I'm going to look at that one. Let's see what we got here. Another one. The daily quiz. Is that the one I was just showing? Maybe it was. Time for another one. Okay, Quiz Tunnel. Here we go. And the name over here is this, quiz_tunnel. So that's what I want to grab. By the way, this is the one with the videos that look pretty plain, yet get a lot of views. So there's something there. Maybe simplicity does actually work. But I copied that, and I'm going to go back to Social Blade and put that in the search and see what comes up. All right, so this also gets a B. I don't know. I don't know. Pay no attention to that, I think. Let's see how they're doing over here. Again, this is today down here. And their subscriber growth, see, is in the hundreds. So did they gain 100 subscribers on the 11th of December and 200 and 100 and 200? Even looking at these numbers, which I'm going to assume are estimates, but even this kind of growth is outstanding for a YouTube channel. I mean, some channels are lucky to get 10 people in a month. These are getting hundreds per day. And their views, you could see, are huge as well. And their estimated money, well, I don't know. Let's see. This is by day. So what was their overall? So their overall is per month, $210 to $3,400. And in a year, $2,500 to $40,000. As I've said before, somewhere in the middle is the actual number. This is low, right? But this has less subscribers. Where's the subscribers? Like I was looking at here. 47,000 subscribers, and they've been growing. So now they're up to almost 50,000 subscribers, whereas the one I showed before this has 2 million subscribers, was it? Very big difference. Let's look at one more, just one more to really get this going here. Quiz Blitz. This one has 808,000 subscribers. I'm going to grab that, and it's funny because it does have the name Quiz Blitz with an underscore at the end there. Why that is? Probably because that's the best name they could find that wasn't taken on YouTube. I'm going to put that in here as well. And here we are. So their money in the year could be anywhere from $53,000 to $850,000. Can I assume they're somewhere around $200,000 to $300,000 per year? So I got to ask you. I don't know if that's the number, but playing with this range here, let's just call it $200,000. Let's call it even $100,000 or $150,000 per year. Is that worth making these fun videos? I think you know the answer, of course. You could go to a job and make half that much money and have to deal with a boss and stress and all that, or you can make YouTube videos that are fun. Your choice, right? Their subscriber growth, look, even just on December 11th, just 15 days ago, 13 days ago, whatever this is here, 764,000 people. And by now they're at 808,000 people. They're getting a ton of views here. And let's just do one more thing here. Let's go into their user videos here. I like to look at this and see how their videos are doing. Yeah, the thing that's throwing me a little bit off now is that a lot of the videos are Christmas, which is great, but they're not like, they're seasonal. I'm trying to focus on more ones that would be out there totally, because I'm imagining, I mean, this is Christmas Eve when I'm recording this. That's why all these Christmas ones are out, have been put out recently. But what happens, starting next week, and then it's New Year's and it's 2025, and I think at that point the Christmas ones won't be as popular to be seen by people. So I'm trying to go more for the ones that are just general. So here, like, can you pass this general knowledge quiz? It came out earlier this month, has gotten 27,000 views and is earning somewhere, again, it's a big range, so let's say $60. I don't know. If I click on here, it will take us right to the video.
No offense, but if you still think...
I'm going to pause that, and yeah, you can see 2 weeks ago, 45 comments already. Good comments, right? It's interesting. These quizzes, people get really excited about them. They leave comments. I love this. I got almost all of them right, and you can see that. So that's Social Blade. It's a very helpful tool if you want to do this kind of research and looking at analytics here. Don't have to have this. You certainly don't, because you can get plenty of information just looking at the YouTube channels themselves. But I thought to show this to you if you want to go check out some more stuff with this tool, Social Blade. And look beneath the video. I have a link to Social Blade, and you can check it out for yourself. In this video, I'm going to go over the things you need to set up your YouTube channel. There is a list above this video, so you can reference that. The most important thing is having a Gmail email address. If you don't have one, follow the link also above this video to create a Google account, and then you will have a Gmail address. The reason you need a Gmail address is YouTube is owned by Google, so the only requirement to set up a YouTube account is a Gmail address. Keep in mind, you can have more than one Gmail address, and many people do. I have several that I use for different purposes. And there's a secondary email I'm going to point out when I start showing these channels in front of us that the public sees. Now, that could be another Gmail address. It could be something else totally to your website. Doesn't matter. But you'll need the one Gmail is necessary to create your YouTube channel. The other is what the public will see, and you want that to be different. You know what? I'm going to dive in and show you a little bit of this, and I'll explain that some more. So I'm on a channel here, and I'm going to go here to their whole description section. And what I don't see here is how to see an email address. That secondary email address is for the public. It's not. It's optional to have in your YouTube channel. You don't need it. And you can see, for example, this channel does not have it. Let's look at another one. So how about this one? I'm just going to refresh that for a sec. Let's go into here and see if they have one. They do. So ignore that. They just happen to, that was actually pretty smart of them to put that into the description. What I really wanted to show is most of them have this down here where you have to click to view the email address, prove you are a human, and submit. And then I get the address. It's just odd that they put this here. Not odd, it's actually smart, but what I really wanted to show was this. The point is, this should be, listen very carefully, you don't want this address to be the same Gmail address as the one you use to create your account or log into your YouTube account. That initial Gmail address, keep private. Even if it's one that your friends, family know, whatever, you don't want the rest of the world and the public to see that here. It's not that it can't be the same, but the point is, if I know, like, for example, this channel, if that's their login to their YouTube account, I already know half their login. So you do want to protect whatever's here. Essentially, a Gmail, or it doesn't even have to be Gmail. It could be any email address that you are dedicating just to people reaching out to you, because you may get spam on it and other things. So whatever you put here, which is actually in the setup, you'll see that. Just think of it as some other email, not the one that your friends and your family know, and not the one that you create your channel on. Okay, hope that was clear. Wow, all right. So we got that out of the way. If I go to another channel, let's see if they have one. Yep, they have one here. Let's see. Oh, I can't look at anymore. Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay, so I was testing around before I made the video. So enough of that, you get the idea. All right, you're going to need a name for your channel. So this is obviously Monkey Quiz and Quiz Dino and Quizzy. So think of yourself as creating a brand. So you don't want to copy anybody. You don't want to, like, you know, for example, if you see this is popular, 332,000 subscribers, you might think, gee, why don't I just use the same name? And I'm saying don't do that. Become unique. Find a name that's different. I'm going to put another video, I think under this one, to use ChatGPT to come up with name ideas for your channel. All right. This, though, right here, see, that has to be unique, and you'll learn more about that in the setup. All right, what's next? So we got the name done. I'm going to go straight to the channel description because I've been showing them. This is the description. This is also part of the setup process that you'll put this in. And you can see here, you know, it's pretty well developed. They thought it out. They put a good description here. So I'm suggesting you do that at the start as well before you start the process, because you'll get to a place where you enter this during the setup and you won't know what to put. You can finish it later. That's fine. Maybe I'm just an efficiency person, so I always think to have this stuff ready ahead of time. All right, so we got that. And then there's the art. So this is the banner right here up at the top. And the thing with the banner is it will look differently depending on the device. Now, I'm recording this on my big computer screen, and you're seeing all of this as I see it. But if I were to look at this channel on, say, my phone, I would only be seeing a portion of it. So you do have to play around a little bit to get the best graphic, where really the most important part is really in the middle. See all these trees they have around? That's really nice looking, and it looks great on my computer screen, but if on my phone or my tablet, I may only see about that much of it. Let's look at another one. You can see same thing here. They got a nice long graphic going on, but really that's the part that you would see. Same thing here, you can tell. So this is a common technique these people know, to just put the most important piece in the middle of the banner. All right, and the banner needs to be, or should be, in pixels, 2560 by 1440. That's also above this video. You can reference that. Then there's the channel picture, and that's this round thing here, although it's not round when you create it. I mean, maybe you can create a round one in some art program, but you should make it 800 by 800, which is a square. And then when you upload it, it will end up being round like that. And the thing with these graphics is, even when you upload them, if they don't look good, you can always change them again. There's nothing stopping you from working out those graphics till they're perfect. Keep in mind this also, though. Again, we're looking on my big computer screen. If I'm looking at my phone, everything's smaller. So even this is going to look tiny. So can I read that when it's small on my phone? I don't know. I didn't look before I made this video, but I think you know what I'm getting at. Make this clear. I don't know that that's the best one for looking at a phone, and it may not matter really. I don't know how many people need to see what that actually says, but just something to keep in mind for the design. This one, if it's shrunk down looking at it on my phone, at least I think I can make out it's a mouse, so that's a pretty good one, I think. There's a monkey with glasses, very cute. Can't miss a dinosaur. Well, even with that small on my phone, I can tell that's a dinosaur. So you get the idea. So to summarize, you need a Gmail email address. You can use an optional email address that the public will see, and it should not be the same one that you create your account with. You need a name for your channel, and I suggest using some kind of unique angle to this. Maybe I'll talk about that more in a moment. You need your channel banner graphic. You need your channel picture. Sometimes I call this profile picture. And then you need your description. Again, maybe think out what you want to put there for that. And just back to the name again, I just want to point out, I keep saying branding. Really give this some thought. So quiz, dino, I mean, have the word quiz in there. I think that's really, really important. I think in another video I showed a channel that's called Guessers. Well, yeah, you guess things, but I don't know, there's something about the word quiz which I think is really great to have for recognition. So I think you'll see every one of these has quiz in it somewhere. I mean, quizzy, well, maybe that's kind of cute, but maybe it's not as efficient as something like this. Quiz dino, monkey quiz, mouse quiz. I guess you could use any number of animals. Lion quiz, hippopotamus quiz. So you got all these options, right? Turkey quiz, that sounds kind of dumb, doesn't it? Daily quiz, that's great. Of course, it's already taken, like I'm saying here, so you can't use it. Quiz rainbow, I think this is really good. I don't know about rainbow and quiz, but I think that's beautiful what they did for the banner art. And what do I have here? Quiz madness, great name as well. Okay, so check the things above this video, and thank you for watching. In this video, I'm going to show using ChatGPT to help come up with a quiz channel name. So let's get started. I'm going to tell Chat this. I am creating a YouTube channel about quizzes and need to create a channel name. Can you help me? Ask Chat whatever you want. Can you help me come up with 10? You know, let's see what happens. Can you help me with this? All right. Or can you help me come up, with 10 ideas. There we go. Let's see what chat does. And we get these. So this is how I deal with my buddy ChatGPT here. I take a look at something like that, and most of these I don't like. So then I will go back and say, the name must have the word quiz in it. Create another set of 10. See, now we're getting somewhere. I know already there's one called Quiz Kingdom on YouTube, Daily Quiz. I mean, I don't know, Daily Quiz Show, but that's too close to the Daily Quiz, whatever that other one is. Quiz-O-Rama, that's interesting, or Quiz-O-Matic, that's an idea. Quiz Breakers, Master of Quizzes, Quiz Me This, that's a possibility, Quiz Me This. So let's continue. Make another, I don't know, 20. This way you get lots of options from chat. And when one pops out, you know, what might look good to me might not appeal to you. So, wow, I like this. I'm going to actually save these on a notepad I have on my other screen here, and then we'll look at them. Quiz Explosion. I'm pretty sure there's one with that name, although it's pretty good. Quiz Galaxy, that's interesting. Let's grab that. Quiz Nation, nah. Quiz Corner, nah. Quiz Frenzy, maybe. I'm avoiding something like Quiz Central because that is just too obvious. There must be one like that already. Quiz Breakers, yeah, maybe. I'll see. By the way, even though you're watching this video, I'm actually going to end up using one of these names to create my channel, so don't duplicate me, whatever I end up doing, which I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to get ideas for me and also showing you the process. So, chat, keep going. Come up with another 20. I like to get a selection of them so then I can really think through, narrow down to a short list, and then go from there. That one's taken, right? Quiz Blast, Quiz Wizards, yeah. Hyper Quiz, no. Quiz Legends, no. See, these start to get, at least in my opinion, kind of off track a little bit, like Instant Quiz Fun. I want to start with the word quiz. So, I mean, possibly the Quiz Engine, but maybe this is better, Quiz Engine. Maybe that's an option. Right, putting that on my other screen there. Quiz on Demand, definitely not. Quiz Countdown, maybe. Grabbing that as well. And Quiz Vault, or the Quiz Vault. Well, anyway, you could keep going on and on. So I'm going to show you here what I have. Let me just pull my screen over here. Here we go. So I came up with these, right? Quiz Explosion, Galaxy, Frenzy, Breakers, Quiz Engine, and Quiz Countdown. So to test out these names, I started an incognito window, which means there's no browsing history. It's not YouTube's going to remember what I looked at last. I want to start from a clean slate so it doesn't show me stuff it thinks I want to see. I really want to search for these names flat out. So here's Quiz Explosion, and let's see what shows up. I'm looking for to see if there's any names that pop up, like not ads. We'll skip ads, but Noobs Movie Quizzes, Quiz Explosion. So there is a channel called Quiz Explosion, so that is a no. I'm show you on my other screen what I end up with. Quiz Galaxy, let's see about that one. And yes, there's a Quiz Galaxy, so that's a no-no. Quiz Frenzy. Quiz Frenzy. Yes, there's a Quiz Frenzy. So far, I'm striking out totally, and this is why you got to go through this process. All right, the next one I got is Quiz Breakers. Not seeing it. You know where I'm looking? I'm looking at the names here. So I'm I'm not seeing anything with this one. Okay, so that's a possibility, it looks like. And that one is Quiz Breakers, so I'm going to make a note on that on my other screen. This is Quiz Engine. That looks to be okay as well. You know, the more you look, the more you see more and more quiz channels, like Quiz's World. I haven't seen this one before. But, you know, don't get discouraged by that. There are a lot of these, but the difference by why some are successful and some aren't is really just consistency and getting all the correct parts in place. The thumbnail, the description, all that stuff. So it's just a matter of being really smart about how to be on YouTube. So Quiz Engine was a yes, and Quiz Countdown. Let's see about this one. Looks like it's okay. I don't see anything with Quiz Countdown. Okay, so to show you what I've come up with so far, this was a no, a no, a no, and these three were okay. Quiz Breakers, Quiz Engine, and Quiz Countdown. So I'm just going to keep that list there, and I'll see what I want to do with it. I want to go back to chat now. And in this case, I'm going to ask chat now to help me come up with a channel description. So I'm going to go with Quiz Engine, and I'll say to chat, I need a channel description for the channel, whoops, named Quiz Engine. Just going to let that run. I don't know what it's going to come up with, because I think after this I'm going to give it some help, but curious what it says here. Actually, that is not bad. You know, chat is really good. So because it's called Engine, it makes an association with an engine, a motor. Rev up your brain power and fuel your this is great. This is actually really good. Rev up your brain power, fuel your curiosity. Let's see, I saw another word here. Running on all cylinders. This is super. I don't even have to do anything else, but just so you know what I was going to do, I was going to go to some of the existing ones and feed this stuff in to chat and say, make me something similar to that. But I'm going to continue with Quiz Engine like this and say, yay, that's great. Expand it to 3 paragraphs. Whoops. See what comes up. Wow. That's it. I don't need anything else. I'm saving that on my other monitor here. I put it into my notepad. Now, my only question to myself while I'm recording this is, do I want something called Quiz Engine? I don't know. But just if I was going with that, that's what I would do. And then the last thing I could do is say something like this. I could feed more than one into chat, but I'll say something like, use this as an example. Use this as an example. There we go. And just pop in that text from the other one and hit go. So chat's going to look at that and figure out something similar for me with Quiz Engine. It even gave me the little emoji things. Perfect. I couldn't ask for anything more, right? So I'm just putting that here. I'll show you what I have in a moment here. Just making it that. All right. So in this video, I showed you how to use chat to come up with channel name ideas, how to test them to see that they aren't used yet, and then how to create the channel description. And I might just use this quiz engine. So I'm going to ask you, when you're watching this video, to test to see if Quiz Engine already exists, because I may just use it when I went through all this work just now. Why not? All right. Thank you for watching. In this video, I'm going to create the channel banner and the channel picture. I'm going to show you some just to get started. So here we are on QuizBlitz, and up here is the banner for the channel, and here is the picture. Now this is really good. I like that a lot because that lightning bolt It looks 3D, and also it would show up well on a small device such as a cell phone. So good job. I'm not too crazy about that background, but who am I to complain? They've got 821,000 subscribers, so it's clearly working. It's always good to see what the successful channels are doing and use that to get ideas for yourself. All right, let's just look at a couple more. Yeah, this one I'm not personally crazy about. I don't think a lot of these channels don't have an actual person showing, so maybe this person's branding themselves. They do have 143,000 subscribers, so no complaints, but not what I'm looking for as an example. This is a good one. Guessers, and got some cute little clip arty things here. That's actually really smart. I like that a lot. And just a letter G, and it's big. See, that would show up quite well on a phone or a tablet. It's even got this little arrow effect here. That's really nice. Not quite 80,000 subscribers. So, you know, when you see these numbers, you got to wonder, like, why? All right, they got 447 videos, which is more than most of the other channels have been showing. And let's see, they've been here for over about 2 years. 2 years, right? And 447 videos, and they're only up to 79,500 subscribers. So you got to wonder why. I mean, I don't have an answer right here, but there's something that they could be doing better, I suppose, because the other channels are ahead of the game compared to this one. All right, let's look at another one or two. You know, I was just pulling up channels earlier at random, and I saw this, and yeah, I wish them well. I mean, I don't know who they are, but this really, in my opinion, all about, you know, my personal opinion. I don't mean to give a negative on anybody who's actually out there creating these videos, because, you know, double thumbs up for people who are doing this. But when I see 181 subscribers, which is really, really little, and 47 videos, well, let's see when they started. Over a year ago, they've only done 47 videos. Maybe they started and gave up. Actually, that's not true either, because I see 13 hours ago, a day ago, 2 days ago. So one thing I could look at here is this style. You know, there could be some comments to make about that. But this banner channel thing here is just really not too professional looking, I guess, and neither is this. All right, let's move on. Got something here somewhere. I must have more of these. Quiz Monster. Now, this is really, really good, in my opinion. Again, this has got all the elements. They got a custom avatar, would we call it? You know, a character here that fits really good in the picture here. They got like the sky background with the clouds, and a big reminder here to subscribe to their channel. See, this is, we could call this we could say that this is a call to action, like do this thing, subscribe to the channel. They have 289,000 subscribers, and they have been doing this about 3 years. So this is really going quite well for them. Okay, so I just wanted to show some of those to get some ideas, which I am now going to probably not use too much at all, because I just want to show you the process of how to create these. I don't think in this video I'm going to spend much time at all making mine look really great. I just want to get something functional that I can then use to upload, and I'll come back and make it look better. But it's good to just have something ready to go. So there's two things we need, is the banner picture and the channel picture. Did I say that right? Channel, banner. Yeah, the banner and just the profile picture. Okay, so the smaller one is you do an 800 by 800 square. So I'm in Canva. Use whatever program you need to. Use PowerPoint, use a different art program. It doesn't really matter. All of the programs can do something like this. So I'm going to go here and go to a custom size. I already have it here because I was testing earlier. So it's a square here, 800 by 800. And you can see there's various things I can pull up to start, like from a template. If I wanted to stick, well, I'm trying to stick something like this in there to use. I'm not going to use this. I'm just showing a Canva. They can come with some ideas to get you started. none of this looks like it would work for me. So I'm going to actually trash that page and get rid of this design as well. All right, where's my delete? Delete. There we go, there we go. All right, oh, don't need that either. I'm actually going to do an effect like that, I think, with curved text, but I'll show you how that's done. And this, okay, so I just have, back to the white square. Excuse me. So I'm going to put in, I want like something that will stand out. Now, white does not really stand out very well. So I want a background, probably like, a gradient effect. Bear in mind also, I'm going to put a circle in here just to show you something. This is going to end up looking something like this. Just imagine that this green area is what people will see because it gets rounded. Here, let me show you what I mean. Like that's round, and where's another one? Well, another good one. See how that's round? It really starts though with a square. So whatever I do is going to show up in an area like this. Just want to point that out. So I'm not very concerned about these edges here. Anyway, I'm going to go and put in for the background. Let's see, background. I could just grab something like that. That might be fine for now. As I said, and this is what I suggest to you, is to just get something up so you're not stuck, wondering over and over and being a perfectionist. Just get something done so you can start your channel, and you can always change it later. So I'm just going to go with this. And I'm calling the channel Quiz Engine, so I am simply going to put in that. I'm going to do two kinds of things here. So I'll call that Quiz. I'm doing all caps, by the way. And I'm going to do Engine. Yeah, caps too. Why not? All right, so I'm going to play with fonts, and I'm going to play with making this rounded. So I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to have to make it much, much bigger. And I'm also going to change the font, but I just want to do this to get started. The effect, that's what I want to go for, is the effect here, curved text. And I want it to curve the other way. So if I change this slider here, I can do this. I think you can see what's going on there. So that's pretty good. Yeah, maybe a little more. And now I'm going to play with also the letter spacing to get this more, so it will take up more room, I think. Let's see how that works out. So I'm going to go to spacing here and increase the letter spacing. Okay, that's good. And then I can increase the curve. And then the last thing I want to do here probably is change this font. So that's a very plain font. I have some uploaded fonts here. You may not have this. You do need a paid account to have the ability to upload your own fonts. But I'm going to pick out a fun one. I have a few fun ones here. Let's see. I'm going to try a couple, see how they look. No, that looks too crazy. That would be hard to read. That's a maybe, maybe. That's good. All right. It may be a little too funny. That's even worse. All right, so I'm going to go with this one called Slapstick. That's one of the fonts I uploaded. And now that I changed the font, I have to make it bigger again. So I'm going to go like that. And get that curve also to be more curvy. All right, so let's start with something like that. And yeah, all right. And the word quiz obviously needs to be much, much bigger. So I will get another font, maybe the same one, maybe something different. I'm just going to click around on a few to get some ideas. Yeah, let's try that one and just go for big, 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 big. I wanted this to show up on the small profile picture for the channel. Looks pretty plain as is, so let's do something else with this. I could do outline. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to change. You might see that now there's an outline to this. And I'm going to change the color of that outline. It's like a gray now. It looks pretty plain. So it's this right here. And I'll just play with some fun colors. Actually, since the background's kind of pinkish reddish, I need something that will stand out against that. Let's try like a purple or a blue. Yeah, that's pretty slick to get started. I want to make this still bigger. And I want to increase the size between the letters also here. So that's what I'm going to go with. Now, once I upload it, it may not sit correctly. It may seem a little off-centered or something. So actually, I'm going to do one more thing to kind of make sure that doesn't happen. All right, and it is centered. All right, but you know, the vertical I may have to change a little bit, and this looks small now. So let's make this bigger. The curve here. If I can make that a little like that, and the font a little bigger. I don't have the ability to make this one also an outline like this. It's like one or the other. I believe, right, if I go to effects, I don't think I can. Well, I might be wrong. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can. All right, I take it back. And now that I'm looking at this, I don't like the font. I think this font is way better. It's called Nextbro. So let me change this to Nextbro. Where are you, Nextbro? Probably at the top now. Here we go. And I'll get that same, maybe I'll change that color to something a little different. Since this is a deeper purple, maybe there's a lighter shade I can go with, or a blue or something. Yeah, just go with that. You can also change the thickness. Don't want to get too crazy. All right, so that's my functional profile picture for my channel, and it's clearly not that good. Certainly not to my looking at it. It's just get something up there and fix it later. So I'm going to save this down to my computer. Okay, and I'm going to call it Quiz Engine Logo, let's say. Quiz Engine Logo. There it is, done. Got one done, one to go. So I'm going to go back to Canva proper, which is, go to Home, and start a new design. Now this one has to be 2560 by 1440, so that's a custom size. I'm going to go here back to custom size and put those dimensions in. 25, getting something out of the way there, 2560 by 1440. And you even see I came up with a suggestion that it's a YouTube banner. Canva is very smart. Just from the dimensions I started to enter, it knows what I'm making, a YouTube banner. So I'm just going to click on this one instead. Instead of create a new design, since it came up with a suggestion here, I'm going to click on that because I think it's going to give me some to choose from on the side. Sure enough, it did. So now I can just use one of their ideas and see how I want to change it. Looking for something cute or guessy-like, or, well, I could be here all day doing this, but something catchy. So yeah, you know, I just want to get something functional. Trying to think if there's a way to do this. The Frankie Show, are these separate? Just playing around for a second. If I say this is quiz, and I say this is engine, will that work? I don't know. Let's see. Don't know about these faces here, at least not a crying one. I want happy ones. Well, he doesn't look happy either. But again, like I said, I'm going to just get something functional up there, and I'll put in a line like, do you have what it takes? After all, this is a kind of a quiz, trivia, whatever challenge. So do you have what it takes? That's going to be the question to whoever goes by here. All right. I like this, the way this looks. This looks way too plain, so let's give it an effect again. It's already got Actually already has an effect there, I think, of lift, or yeah, lift, I can tell looking at that. But let's do the outline one and see if we can get this to be something better looking. This color here, this kind of yellowish, whatever it is, could be a good color to put into these letters with a black border. It would be almost the opposite of what we're seeing here. So I got to get to that color. I'm just moving this. Actually, that's already grouped. All right, so I'm going to see if I can pull this off. I'm going to change the color. Right, colors, come back. And I want to go use the eyedropper tool to find out what this exact yellow color is. And I got it. There we go. It's inside there. And now back to the effects. I want to change the border around the letters, the outline, to black. All right, and maybe a little thicker. Not great. Again, just functional. And maybe bigger as well. And the letters are a little too close together. I'm really not happy with that person. I want funny emojis, not sad ones. Maybe I can find a fun emoji. Oh, now we're talking. Perfect. All right, this is a Canva Pro element, so if you don't have a paid version of Canva, you'd have to find something else to use. Just trying to see how to fit that in. Let's put this up here. Do you have what it takes? Yeah, okay. I'll start with a theme like that, get rid of this one. I can't tell if he's laughing or crying. I don't know which that is, but if I'm not sure, you're going to go. Is there anybody else here who's funny looking? Oh, a little too silly, almost scary. Gosh, so many of them. Let's just stick this guy in here as well. Yeah, I know this is really not a great looking piece of work here, but it will work for now. So I'm going to download this and I'll call it the channel banner. Quiz engine. Whoops, trying to type over my microphone, very difficult. Quiz engine channel banner. All right, so I've got my two graphics and I am all set to create that channel, which I will do in the next video. In this video and a couple more that may follow this, depending how long it gets, I'm going to go through all the steps to create a quiz video that will be ready to upload to YouTube. I'm going to use ChatGPT to generate trivia questions and use Canva to put it all together. I am going to use Canva Pro. You will need the paid version of Canva, Canva Pro, to follow along with what I'm doing because I'm going to use the bulk import feature. If you don't have Canva other than the free one, I just want to show you this for a moment here. You can get, you might be able to get a month and then cancel your account if you just want to have the Pro for a short amount of time and make some videos. That's great here. I mean, you can get it for a year, but, it's up to you which way you want to do this. So I will leave that up to you. And let's get going. So this is what I'm going to do in chat. I'm going to, whoops, there we go. I'm asking chat to create 10 trivia questions and put them in a table. You'll see why once the table generates. And, why don't I just go and I'll tell you what it's about. Probably the most interesting thing here is I'm telling it to make trivia about outer space. And of course, that was my preference. You can tell it to do whatever you want. Some other subject, or just leave it like, give me some general trivia. Then chat will make the decision for you, right? Anyway, so I have this here. You can see it's generating these questions for me. And the reason I wanted it laid out like this is to use the bulk import feature in Canva, which requires data to be in the shape of a table. So I'm just going to leave that alone for now. And I'm going to go to Canva and go to video and pick out a YouTube video here because it will be sized the way I need it to be. And this is a video template now. there's already a timeline down here. I think you can see that. So I need to get some kind of background here. It will be a video background. So I'm going to actually search for video backgrounds. I already have it here from doing it earlier. And I want something that's subtle, because the words are going to go over this, like the question, the trivia question will go at the top, and the choices will go on the side. So it can't be too crazy a background, which will just be distracting. So I'm going to look through this. There's so much here. What I'm going to do is pause the video. I'll find one, and then I'll show you what I found. Okay, I did some scrolling at what's available here, and I'm picking this one out here. I also want to mention this one is 15 seconds long, which is actually the length I need anyway. So I really lucked out there. I wasn't going to pick out any that were shorter, and like this is 10 seconds. And 20 seconds would have been fine. Anything over the 15 seconds would have been fine because I could trim it. So I'm going to click that and get it in here and just drag the sizing so it fills up the whole frame there. And I think you can see the motion. It's subtle. When it gets to this point, you know, you have so many options. You're going to do something really flashy and fun and whatever. I'm going for this kind of dark theme because I'm talking about outer space, you know, so if I had something with stars in there, that would have been fine, but I came up with this so far. The next thing I'm going to do is add some audio to this. There will be 3 sounds, a whoosh, a bell, and a timer like TikTok coming down, like click, click, whatever. You'll see what I mean. So I'm going to look for a whoosh. So I'm literally typing in the word whoosh. And go to audio. Very important to go to audio now because I'm looking for audio. And I guess there's a lot here. Let's see. Well, that's perfect. That's what I want. So I clicked it, and it doesn't go into the visual layer here. It goes down to the timeline because it's only audio, and it's right there. It's 1.7 seconds. I want to make it shorter. So I simply dragged it and made it shorter. If I play this now, it'll probably be very fast. Let's see. Yep, that's what I want, because I want that to just have a little like extra flair when the question appears. So got that one. Need like a clock, a ticking clock sound. So let's see what's here. Go back to audio, and I don't know, let's see. That one sounds kind of slow. Yep, that's good. What's this one? No, I like this one the best. So when I click it now, it's going to go into the timeline. Whoops, got to click it the right way. There it is. It's down here, 13.5 seconds long. I'm going to move it right next to the whoosh. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. And so the whoosh, and then the countdown starts right away. And I only want this to last for 10 seconds. Right now it's 14.2 seconds. So I'm going to just grab it on the end here and just drag to the left. And you can see above where I'm dragging, it says the length as it's shortening. Okay, so I'll get to 10 seconds. I'm actually going to stop it just a little under. So something like that, 9.6, that's fine. And I want to then get one more thing, which is the bell. So I'll literally type in bell and go to audio. And there's a lot of bells here, like too many. All right, use that one, that's fine. So I'm going to click it, and it's there right after the clock ticking. So let's see, I should have all of this together now. All right, it was loud. That bell at the end was really loud. So I'm going to right click on it down here and go to volume and lower that. And I'll just lower it to 50%, more or less, and give it one more listen to make sure. I'll just start it from here though. Okay, good enough. And what I'm going to do now is download this. So there's no questions here. There's no trivia showing. There's nothing going on. except I got the background and the audio. There's a reason, there's a limitation in Canva that when you do a bulk operation that has anything to do with audio, the audio won't carry through to all the generated portions that would come after this. So the trick is to, or I should say the workaround is to download this video now with audio built into it and then upload it again and use it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to share and download. It's an MP4, it should be. I'm going to save that to my computer. It might take a moment, so I am going to pause the video. Okay, I am back. I had you on pause. That took about 15 seconds to download that. It wasn't that bad. And I'm going to now replace what's here with the one I uploaded. Sounds really confusing, I know, but I'm going to go to Uploads and go get that file. I saved it in my computer somewhere here. This one, I believe. Okay, let's get that. It's going to upload, and you'll see it looks identical to this, which it should be. It's the same video, just this one has the audio embedded in it. So I'm going to delete the one that's there and pull in the new one. This might be confusing, I know. And just drag it so it fits the whole area. And now I can delete also the audio that's underneath here because it's in the video anyway. So I'm going to delete that track and this little tiny whoosh sound. I'm going to delete that. I'm right-clicking on it and delete track. Because now if I play the video, you can hear that the audio is already in the video. Let's just hear that bell, and then I will stop this video and go on to the next one. Okay, done. So I'll continue in the next video and show you what's next. Next, I'm going to get the elements that go on. So there is text, and that will be where the question goes, the trivia question. Just stick it at the top. This is how I'm laying it out. You can lay it out any number of ways. Doesn't matter as long as it works, right? So the trivia question will end up there. And I want to get the 3 answer choices, the possible answers, to show the same time this shows. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you something I see often on these videos. It's, let's see, I get a box, a square, a rectangle. Just going to put that over there for a moment and get a circle. Okay, got the circle. I'm going to change the colors, by the way. I'm going to change a lot. So I'm going to make this more like this. That's where one of the answers will go, like the first one. And I'll make it, color choices. I don't know, I'll make it just white, I guess. Over here, over to here. And I'm going to put this over here as well. This is just a necessity because I got to put the letter in there. You'll see what I mean in a moment. So I'm just going to put that like that and give that another color just for fun. So we'll make that one red, I guess. I'm not trying to be all that creative and perfect here with the design, just trying to be functional. All right, so we got that. And you know, this looks a little boring. Can I change the rounding? Oh yeah, I'm liking that better now. Also, you know, it might be a little short as well. Let's move this over just a touch. All right, just about there. Good enough. So I'm going to, well, just a little more. I'm being very perfectionist-like. Okay, so I'm going to put in a letter here. I'm going to get text. And I just want this to be the letter A. Well, I'm trying to make this the letter A. Okay, I'm going to put that in there and change the color. Doesn't really stand out like that. All right, that's better. And I'm going to do a B and a C. This is where the answer choices are going to show, the actual answer itself will not appear till after the 10 seconds, but this will show up right away. I'm going to get another piece of text that goes in there for the where the words will go, the word or words. Make that black as well. And I want to group this all together, so I'm just going to highlight it all and click group. The reason is because now I can take this, copy and paste, and do one more. All right, so this is going to be A and B and C. These are the answer choices. All right, is that lined up? I don't think that's quite lined up. There we go. Got it. Okay, and I'll put the actual answer underneath here, but not till after these have been seen for 10 seconds. The person has to guess, otherwise what's the fun? All right, so I need, let's see, I need to put that in, so I'm going to do that, like I just said. I'm going to add another rectangle to hold that answer down here. Display the answer, put it underneath the others, give it another color. How about, I don't know, we'll try green. You can give it a little bit of a curved border like that. And I need to put in a piece of text. Yeah, fits perfectly. Look at that. And I'm going to group these two things together. So I've got the text and the color behind it. I have them both selected, and or maybe I don't. Let me see here. Let's pull these down a little bit. All right, that and that. Got them both. Going to group them together. The reason is I don't want this to show till 10 seconds into the movement here. So I'm going to right click this. Oh, it's already here. I was going to, this might say to show the element. I already actually have it here. So what I want to do here is shorten this so it won't show till after 10 seconds have gone. So I'm going to drag it from the left. And as I do that, it's telling me the length, 12.7, 11.7. I want to get this down to 5 because the whole thing is 15 seconds long. So it must be 5 seconds long if it's going to start at 10 seconds. Really advanced math here, you know. So there's 5. Yeah, leave it at 5. There it is. Let's try this because the playhead is not there right now. It's all the way over here. So as I play, see, then it appears. Okay, perfect. And the answer will go there. I need 2 more things now. I need a frame, a placeholder for graphics, and I need I want a countdown, visual countdown. So let's start with that one. I'm going to go to Elements, search for countdown timer, let's say. Countdown timer. And it has to be a video, by the way, because it's going to be movement. So I want to go to videos, not graphics or anything else. And I'm going to grab this one. I've used it before. So I'm popping it in there, making it much smaller, of course. It's just going to stay in the corner here. And I need to get this synced up with the ticking sound. So the ticking sound starts, let's see, I'm going to play this till it starts. Right around there. So I want this to start right around there. And this should be, I got to test this a couple of times, see how it goes. Let's see. Nope, see, it didn't quite time with it, so I'm going to pull it out just a touch. Very intricate work here. Perfect. I just want to see the end, if I got to trim something off the end so it doesn't start over again. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm trying to watch out for. Okay, that should be it. Let's try it one more time if you got 10 seconds to spare. Okay, and then the answer will show. Looks like I got to just nudge that a little bit too. All right, the last thing I need is a frame holder for images. So I put in frame in the element search here, and I've got different frames here. So I'm going to grab one of these. I'll explain this too. I'm going to make this a little smaller. I'm going to add graphics to go along with the outer space questions. So I might have a picture of the moon, Mars, the sun, the solar system, whatever, I can drag up. So that would stay there as a placeholder because it's going to get filled in with the actual video, the actual graphics during the bulk operation. And I'll show that in the next video. All right, next is to get some pictures to go with the trivia questions. So I'm still in my design here, and I'm going to search for pictures based on, actually I should do it this way, based on the questions here and the possibilities for the answer here. I am going to search for things like Jupiter, Mars, the moon, maybe a picture of an astronaut. So I'm just going to get some pictures, and I'm doing it here. It's an interesting idea to actually just stay right in the design and go to elements, and then I will, for example, put in the moon. Oops, moon, and go to photos. I want photos because this is a photo frame. So when I see something I like, I can, interesting. Oh, I like this one. All right, so I'm going to right click on that. These are all pro elements. You need to have the paid version of Canva to do this and to have the permissions to do this. So I'm going to right click on there and add to a folder. I want to get these into a folder, which will help later. You'll see when I'm ready to do the bulk import. So I'm going to add to folder. I've got some existing folders, but if you're doing this for the first time, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'll just call it ABC, and that's fine. So I got the moon. I need, let's see, Jupiter. I'm looking at the questions. Jupiter. What do we got? Lovely looking. Sure. I'm trying to get one with a little background. I think it's more fun that way, but if not. Yeah, well, I'm looking at this as a dark background as well. So I'll get the one without a background. Right click, add to folder. ABC is here. Add to folder. Okay, so I got the moon, got Jupiter. I need something, I'm just going to do like solar system. Oh, those are wild looking. I just want a pretty plain one. So this one looks realistic to some degree. Whoops, I didn't mean to put it in the picture into the into the video. I'm going to right click on it and add to folder. ABC, add to folder. All right, so I'm going to put you on pause and just get a few more pictures because they're done the same way over and over. Okay, I got all my pictures. I got more than 10, so I have a selection to use, and you'll see how those are used in a moment. I'm going to go now to do the bulk import, or they call it bulk create. So I have it here. If you don't see it right there, then go to apps, and it will be somewhere over here. Bulk create, there it is. And I want to enter data manually. And what do we have here? A table. All right. If you see some placeholder text, just clear the table down here. What I want to do is get literally my table of data out of ChatGPT. I'm going to copy that and go back here and just paste that in like that. And these are the headings. Nobody sees this but me. I could leave it as is, but I'll make it a little more clear so when you see me use this, you'll know what it is. So this would be the question. I'm going to call this A1 for answer choice 1, A2 for number 2, A3 for answer choice 3. And this is the real answer, so I will literally call that real. Looks good. Let's go get those pictures. So there's a button here, add image, and it creates an extra column here with an add little plus symbol. So let's go. This first question, by the way, I put the questions over here so I could reference them. What is the largest planet in our solar system? It is Jupiter, so I'm going to see if I have a Jupiter picture in here. In the ABC folder, I do have Jupiter. There it is. Second is, what is the red planet? I'll go get a Mars one. I did get a Mars. Okay, the hottest is Mercury. Do I have a Mercury? I don't know if I have a Mercury. Let's see. No, so, you know, I got some extras just, oh, well, here's Mercury. I got some extras for any questions that don't quite fit in with the pictures I have. What is the galaxy is not the triangulum. We live in the Milky Way. All right, which planet has the most moons? So, you know, it starts to get to a point where it doesn't matter what I put in here. Anything is cool looking. And we'll do that one. This planet has the most moons. What is black hole? Okay, so I'm just popping through these. Yeah, whatever I'm putting in here. I'm not being too particular now. This one, though, is about an astronaut. So I did have a picture of an astronaut, I think. Didn't I get an astronaut? Yep, got an astronaut. These two are about black holes. So I did something like that and something like, oh, black hole. There we go. And what is this last one? Oh, that's a black hole one, too. Oh, okay, I got these a little out of order. That's what happened. What is the main component of the sun? Okay, I want to put the black hole one here. I'm being very particular. And this is a picture of the sun. This one is the sun. There we go. Got it. I think I got it. I hope I got it. So I'm done. That's it. Got all the data. Got the headings here. I'm going to say done. Now, I'm going to have to add, let me put this, I'm going to have to connect these various elements to the data. This is a really important point. So this is the question. So I am going to right-click and go to Connect Data and get the question. That's all I got to do. This is answer choice A. A1, I'm sorry, answer choice 1. This is answer choice 2. And this is number 3. And we don't see the real answer, do we? So let's move the timeline over till we do see the real answer. And we'll make that 4, or rather, real answer. And that's that. I got the picture now. So this is the image. Oh, here, right-click on the picture and connect the image. Got it. Okay, so continue. These are all associated now with the right data. So I'm going to click continue. And finally, generate 10 designs. And I have it. I do have it. Let's play one and see how it goes. I have to answer this question up here. Now, in making these, you start to realize maybe I should have made things shorter. Maybe this counting down for 5 seconds would have been fine, 8 seconds instead of the full 10. And when the answer shows as well, this lasts for too long too. But, you know, that's how you learn as you go. You make videos that maybe aren't the greatest to start out, and you improve as you go, just like anything in life. So I'm going to stop that. This is done. The whole thing is finished. Yay, I can upload this completed video, which you can't quite tell is one piece yet. I'm going to download this. See, it calls them pages. So I have 10 trivia questions, 10 little frames of video, 10 pages, all the same thing. And this will take a while. Now it's a longer video. So I'm gonna guess it's gonna take 2 or 3 minutes till it's ready, maybe faster. So I'm gonna stop this video here. Thank you for watching. Having a good thumbnail is key to YouTube success. What is a thumbnail? If you're not sure, it's these little representations of what the video will be about. I did a search for quiz videos, and of course they all show up there with their thumbnail. And the idea is to capture attention, right? And they do. They're very pop out like. You can see the letters are popping out, and got some nice pictures in here. So I want you to notice there's a theme here of red, and there could be some black here at the bottom with some text or not. And depending on the type of video too, these trivia ones are especially like that. Or a guessing one, it's got red at the top. I'm going to get back to this one. It fascinates me. But here's the same thing. Are you smart? General knowledge. And by the way, look at this one. Are you smart? General knowledge. It's got 10 pictures in the middle. I'm going to go back up to the top. Are you smart? General knowledge. 8 pictures in the middle. It's not the same channel. This is fun quiz questions. And this one down here is guessers. So one or more places are copying another, but there's a reason, and this is actually a good thing. They're working, right? So when you see these channels here that are looking similar, but they're getting lots of activity, like this is getting, this video right here got 1.4 million views, and that's just one video for this company, this channel, Guessers. Just duplicate success, you know, go for it. You can see a lot of them have a red top, and you know, maybe more if there's more that makes sense. All right, and I just want to take a little detour and talk about this one because it is so different. I'm looking at this company Quiz Tunnel. I'm just taking a little side, like I said, a side moment here to look at this channel. Just they're doing it totally different. These are really easy to make, obviously, really easy. There's just some text. And they have 50,000 subscribers. Now, I'm not saying that's really great, but they started about a year and 3/4 ago and have put up only 95 videos. So here's the thing. A lot of these channels are putting up hundreds of videos. Don't get overwhelmed by that because they do it over time, over a few years, say. But this one only put up 95 videos and is getting here 3.1 million views on this one, 536,000 views on this one. And this compensate for the number being less than 100 here of videos. This is really successful and definitely something to look into because these are so easy to make. Okay, so back to where I was. I'm going to make a thumbnail in front of your eyes that looks pretty much, you know, like this kind of one here. Red, some bottom stuff, and some pictures in the middle. So to do that, I'm in Canva, and I'm going to go to social media here and find the template layout for a YouTube thumbnail. Click on there. The reason this is good, it's already the correct size. When this comes up, you've got these templates you can use, but none of these really apply because all of these, or just about every one of them, has a person in it. So these are made for where a person is seen in a video. Or let me just point out one thing. If I do see a thumbnail like this or like these, I would expect to see someone in the video. So if I click on that and it turns out to be there's nobody in the video, that's not really good. And of course, it has nothing to do with the ones we're doing. I'm just pointing out that thumbnails really got to give an impression of what the video is. I would feel a little deflated if I was expecting to see a person talking and I didn't. But we're doing the opposite. These are faceless videos. It's a huge market on YouTube. There's so many channels that are doing this. And why? Because it is so successful, including these quiz videos. That's just one niche of a faceless video. So I'm skipping all this. Goodbye to that. Don't need any of it, but I do have the layout here. And I need to put a red box at top, don't I? So I'm going to go to Elements and get a shape here and stick it up there. And I'm going to make a guesstimate of how tall it should be, something like that. All right, I need it to be red. So I'm going to click on the color thing here. And none of these, at least in my setup, is a pure red. So I'm going to do something that will be confusing to a lot of people. But I'm going to change this code down here. Of course, I don't expect people to know these hex codes for colors, but it's my world making websites, so of course I know it. What I want is FF 0, 0, 0, 0. And now I have a pure red one. I'm going to copy and paste this because I want the size to be the same for the one at the bottom. Now this one is just going to be black, and I do have black right here, so no sweat. All right, so I want the words, "Are you smart?" Just like that. So let's get a text box, and I'll just grab one of these. I'm going to make it a little bigger. I'm going to work with it right here for a moment. I need it to say, "Are you smart?" in all capital letters, uppercase. So, "Are you smart?" And with a question mark. Whoops. Smart. I wish I was smart enough to type. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to do a couple of things here. So one thing I want to do is make this white. And I'll show you why. That's going to be white. Of course, you don't see it now. It didn't go away. It's just invisible at the moment. And this one's going to be yellow. And I'm going to do a code again for yellow. In this case, if you want to follow along, it's FFFF00. Okay? And I'm going to drag this whole thing up here. And now you can see that. What I need to do is make this bigger and probably spread the letters out a bit. So let's give that a try. I also want to change the font to something a little bolder maybe. Like here's one. Let's see how this looks. Not that different, subtly different, but it's okay. And I need to get it down there and be in the middle. And I want to do now the outline effect. So if you look closely at this one here that I'm using as a model, you can see the letters, well, it might be hard for you to see in this video, but the letters have a border around them that really makes them pop out. So I'm going to do the same thing here. It's an effect that's built into Canva. I'm going to go to Effects, and it's called Outline. Right here, Outline. And there it is, except it doesn't look good yet because the border is just gray. So don't want that. I want black. And there it is. But one more piece. I want this to be a thicker border. So I'm going to go like that. And it's great now, except the letters are all on top of each other. So I'm going to go here to spacing and spread out those letters. Okay, so something like that. Are you smart? It looks like it needs to be bigger too. Let's see. If I make it bigger, I can probably pull the letters back not so far from each other. Yep, are you smart? Looks pretty good. It's not the best one. I mean, looking at the others, I think they have figured out exactly which font to use, and I am just guessing at a font here, but I think it's adequate. It's fine. So at the bottom there says general knowledge, and I can't say general knowledge because mine is specifically about outer space. So I'm going to say outer space knowledge, just like that. So I need some text again, and I'm going to say in all caps, outer space knowledge. Okay, outer space knowledge. I'm going to make this a color that looks similar to the one they're using, which I believe is this. And drag it down. And of course, like I did above, I'm going to make it much bigger. Font. Should I use the same font? Yeah, I guess so. So it was League Spartan. Here it is. And just go for it. I can also spread out the letters a little bit. Okay, got that. Want to center it both vertically and horizontally. All right, and just moving it up. Still looks a little plain to me, so just thinking here, you know, I'm looking at their color. Let me pull this over so you can see. Their color is a little brighter than mine. I'm being very picky here, but why not? So I'm going to go to the colors again and just see if I can move this a little bit and make it a little lighter, just like that. All right, so I've got the outside, or the top and the bottom, for the thumbnail. I just got to put some pictures in the middle. And I do have pictures here. from when I got them to make the video. They're here. There's one problem. It's not really a problem, but where did it go? Come back, projects, ABC. The issue here is that they're all dark. So they're not fun looking. For example, again, an example, these are all light colored and they look really cool in the middle. So I don't have that luxury here, having done all dark pictures. And I could go get some others, but I'm just trying to get through making this video. So let's go back there. And I'm just going to pop these in. I keep losing that. Let's see. Projects. Whoops, I'm in the wrong place. Hold on there. Let me get back to here. I want my projects, ABC. I'm just going to pop a bunch of these in here, and then I'm going to, make them smaller just to get them in there and have a variety of them. All right. So I'm just going to start playing around a bit and just do some spacing of these. It's not going to look bright, like I said, but it will be enough for me to have a thumbnail. That's the important thing. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'll pause the video here and I'll show you what I did with these because it's going to take me a couple of minutes. So hold on there and I will come back. Okay, I've finished making the thumbnail. You can see it in front of you. As I said before, I wish some of these were lighter pictures, but I didn't plan ahead for that, so my fault. Anyway, got pictures in here, and it was just a matter of sizing them in. That was the important thing, so that they look uniform. For example, I would have to size that one to fit right in line with all the others, and it takes some back and forth. You can see even there was a touch of a border in there. Some back and forth with them to size them all correctly, or crop them a little bit because some were square and some were rectangle. Anyway, so there is my thumbnail, and all I have to do now is save it to my computer, and when I upload the video to YouTube, one part of that is uploading the thumbnail too. So I'm simply going to call this thumbnail. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'll continue in the next video. It's time to upload my video to my new channel on YouTube, so I'm all excited, and I'm going to walk through the steps so you know how to do this. Before I do that, I want to point out a couple of things on these other videos that I will address also when I'm uploading mine, and that is that they have comments here. So there is a comment section. Just be aware of that, and obviously there's a lot of comments on this one. It's a popular channel. But also there is the description section here. And you can have the most basic thing, which I'm pretty much going to do because I'm just doing this for a demonstration. But you can put in a whole bunch of stuff here and get this really developed. And of course, that's great for SEO and getting more people interested in what you're doing. I'm really just showing the basics here just to get through this. And that's one. Let's look at another one. You're going to see a lot of the same thing. In fact, I'm wondering if these are from the same people, even though this is Quiz Kingdom and this is Daily Quiz. They look very similar, at least in the description section here. You can see that. This means they used music that YouTube provides. And I believe YouTube just fills that in with other videos that are popular. So I'm obviously not at that point with uploading my first video to this new channel. Okay, let's look at one or two more. There is the description section here. And one more, and then we'll move on. Right there. So not even that, but here's their whole description section. I'm just pointing this out because some people may be aware of SEO and keywords and having a big description which has all of that buried into it in creative ways. But I don't think with these quiz videos you need to go too crazy at all. It's good to have a little bit, of course, but I'm actually going to be very simple in mine, simply because the video I made only has 10 questions in it. It's really just for a demo purpose for this training that I'm doing for you. So let's get started. I'm going to my YouTube channel. I am logged in here and I'm going to go to create right here and upload a video. So I'm going to go get the video I completed. Got to see where I put it now. Today's January 1st, so it's a new year. Quiz videos, and it is right here. No, January 1st. Here it is, outer space quiz video. So that starts to upload to YouTube. And while it's uploading, you can see down here it's uploading pretty fast. It's a short video. One thing that happens right after that is YouTube checks it for copyright infringement. You don't want to get into that situation at all. I've known people who have gotten penalties for uploading content, whether it's visual or audio, that they don't have the rights to do. So, for example, if you make a quiz video, don't put in like a song that's from a popular group or artist as the background music. You don't have the permission to do that. And you might think the music doesn't get caught, but it does. I've seen that or heard that happening to other people. But you can see mine's fine, no issues found. Wouldn't make any sense for any to be found because I made the whole thing original. So I got to give this a title, and I'm going to just leave it like this because I didn't even think of that either. Now that I'm looking at it, actually, you know what? Let's look at a couple others very quick. I really should put a little more effort in this. Here, would you, hardest choices ever. Guess the fast food restaurant. Guess the cartoon. So I'm going to do... let's see, I'm trying to type over my microphone, which is always a challenge. Guess the outer space answers, something like that. I definitely could put more thought into this, of course, and I definitely could use ChatGPT to create an incredible title and description for me. But as I said, I'm just trying to get through this for the purpose of showing you how this works. So I suggest to you work on this when you're uploading. Go to some of the competing videos, see what they're doing for the title and for the description, and see what you can do that's not an exact copy, but use them for the inspiration for what you're going to do. All right, so back to here. All these suggestions come up because I have an extra tool called vidIQ, and you might see it in places throughout while I've been making these videos for you. You don't need that, so you can just ignore all this. Basically, vidIQ is coming up with suggestions for my video, which is actually kind of smart now that I think about it. You know, I got to admit, I've never really cared what vidIQ came up with, but now that I see this actually looks pretty cool. I never thought about this. All right, let's see if I click on that. Does it fill it in? Yeah, all right. I'm sold. I like that. Okay, so the description, I simply have one simple sentence. This is it. There's only 10 questions on my video. It's in a way I don't want it to get too much notice. I don't want it to get too much SEO and get up there on YouTube. I know that sounds crazy what I just said, but I'm really just trying to show how this works. I may end up, making this video unlisted somewhere down the road once I really build up this channel with more videos with more trivia questions in them and all that. I could click here and have vidIQ give me even more description recommendations, just like it did with the title here, but I'm going to leave that alone. By the way, the vidIQ account I have is free. I never got their paid version of it, so I'll put a link to it below this video so you can go get it. It's a really cool tool. Tells you stuff about YouTube videos, other videos, not just your own, and it helps a lot. Okay, got the thumbnail. I made the thumbnail. I'm going to go get it. And there it is right there. And could have had an AI tool create a thumbnail for me, but I like to have that extra control where I'm making it exactly the way I want. This is more about vidIQ. I'm just going to ignore that. All right, so let's move on. I'm not doing a playlist here. I don't care about that. It's not made for kids. I picked that out in my channel default settings because it's not that kids can't watch it. It's just not really geared to them. They're not the focus of who my market is to watch these videos. I'm not making cutesy trivia like for, Disney characters or something. I'm just making what I think would be more appealing to, older, I'm going to say teenagers, but I guess they're kids as well. So just 18 and up, that's the market I am after. And nothing here. I have absolutely nothing. Nobody paid me to make this video to promote something inside of the video. So that stays unchecked. Altered content. So this is fairly new to YouTube. I mean, maybe it's been around for a year. I don't know. But basically, it's a kind of an AI or are you tricking the viewers question, right? Do any of the following describe your content? It makes a real person appear to say or do something they didn't say or do. No, I didn't do that. Altered footage of a real event or place. No. Generates a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. No. All of this is no. So great. I can just move on from there. I don't want this. I don't want this. And I don't want this. None of that. And tags. So this is where it's like SEO. So I'm going to just put in a couple of things really. Quiz, trivia, and I'll put in outer space. Also here is where you can really go to town and put in some really good keywords, but I'm just going to leave that like that. And this is English. I don't know if you actually have to select it, but I'll go ahead and select English. And you might see there's different versions of English here. So do I want the US one because I'm in the US? No, I'm just going to say English. I don't have captions that I care about, although I'm curious what's in here. All right, never mind. I can leave all this blank. All right, you have a choice here of the license. I'm not going to make any of the videos I'm uploading available for other people to use without giving me credit, or actually to use at all. So I'm not giving them Creative Commons. If you're not familiar with this, it's a more general kind of license where you're allowing people to just use your content. Don't want to do that. I just want the standard license. I don't want to allow embedding. So this isn't me embedding in my own website, for example. It's as I hover over here, you'll say it's allow others to embed your video in their sites. I don't want people to use my content to make their websites more popular. So I'm unchecking that. And publish to subscriptions feed and notify subscribers. Absolutely leave this checked all the time, because this is how people who are already subscribing to your channel get notified you have a new video. Right now, this is a brand new channel. I have 0 subscribers, not a single one, but I will always leave this checked. Shorts. YouTube has these very quickie videos. They're more vertical they compete with Instagram and TikTok. And I don't want to allow anybody to use my content again, so I am not going to allow that. Category, I don't think it's that critical, but I suppose it's entertainment. And comments. So I want to mention this. I pointed this out at the start of this video that other channels have comments, and this is the thing. I want comments on, absolutely, but I want to decide where the limitation is for a comment to be shown. I really like this. So I could have comments turned on, but I have to approve every single one that's there. So if somebody went to my video and put in a comment, if I had it on hold all, their comment would not appear. It would have to be up to me to go into my account here and approve the comment. That's too restrictive and too much of a burden on me or the channel owner, so forget that. Strict is, well, I guess the word strict kind of says what it is. It's only going to allow very nice comments, I suppose. This is what I always go with, just the basic, hold potentially inappropriate comments. So if YouTube senses that there's some wording in a comment that somebody's leaving, they'll leave it in me where I have to approve it. But basically, most comments are good. So I just want people to be able to post their good comments. But again, I don't want to say none just in case. So I always leave this at basic. And which way are they sorted, top or newest? I don't think this matters that much, but I will put newest there. And show how many viewers like this video. Of course, I would love to see that, and I'd love others to see that as well. All right, and add a key search term. So what should this be? Quizzes, trivia, outer space. I think I'll just put in quiz here. And that's that. And I can go on. I know that as I said before, no issues found. So I'm going to go to next. None of this right now. It's, it's other level stuff. So I am not going to do this in this video. I'm going to say next. And this is just a confirmation from YouTube. No issues found. I suppose if I had some, I could click here and learn more to see what I violated, what YouTube's not happy about, and learn how to remedy that, fix something. I have never, ever had a copyright issue. I couldn't tell you what the next step would be because I've always created original videos and I've never used anybody's content ever. So I've never had that. Good one on me, but if you have that, I guess you'll have to see what to do about it. So next, this is it. I have here the link to my video, so I'm going to copy that, and I'm just putting it on my other screen. I'll show you that in a moment. This is super, super important. What do you want it to be? Unlisted. Until I go and just view it once, I don't want it to go immediately to public. I guess you could have it published immediately where it's on YouTube for everyone to see, but I like to look at it one time. I'm being a little particular here, a little thorough, but I like to do that just in case I find something wrong with it. And YouTube tells you, do kids appear in the video? If kids do appear in your video, you have to have permission from their legal guardian, I suppose. So you just don't want to put kids in there. I never do that either. I don't think I've ever made a video with kids in it, even if they're public image, famous kids, whatever. I never do that. And I don't need any of that. So I'm going to save this. And that's it. So I am going to... I have my other browser here. I'm going to pull that one up, and I'm grabbing the link to the video up here and putting that in. And now I can see the video. It's unlisted. No one else can see it right now, but of course I have the link to it. So anybody who has the link to it can see it. Not just me, but if I gave this to other people right now, they could see this as well. It's just not publicly seen on YouTube yet. So I may come here and just play it. And of course, I'm not going to play the whole thing while you're watching this, but it's like a spot check. You might fast forward. Did everything look okay throughout it? Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. One thing I did not do on this video, which is pretty important as you get going with this, is to have an intro to your videos. But that's a whole nother discussion of how to create a really snazzy intro video. You can hire a video specialist to do that, maybe on Fiverr or Upwork or somewhere, and make you a really fancy thing. But to do that, you're going to need to know your branding first. And you can hold off on that. You don't have to worry about that just to get started. All right. And then I can look here at how my description came out. And of course, I just have that. There's nothing else here. And there's the title. I'm actually pretty happy that it was suggested to me. No comments, and I have no subscribers, and no views because it's not even available yet. So I'm going to go click the magic button or whatever I got to do here. So I'm going to go to my content. Oh, well, I'm right here on my content. When you're logged into your channel, you'll have various things here. YouTube's just trying to show me a lot of stuff. Okay, I don't really care right now. All this stuff here, but content. Actually, if I go to dashboard, let me show you this. Dashboard will have not much happening here at all. So I'm going to go to content, and here's the video, and I simply can go here. I don't have to go into it again. Just go here and make it public and publish right there. And that is all you got to do. This video is now live on YouTube. I don't expect it to get much activity. It's a brand new channel. It's a short video. I mean, YouTube knows this video is only 2.5 minutes long. So I'm going to expect that to kind of, I'm going to think that YouTube will not promote, well, when I say promote, like move this video up in search engine results, maybe based on the length. This was all about just getting this going, a new channel. uploading one video, creating the video in Canva, making the thumbnail and all that. So I hope you got a lot of value out of this, and I gave you all the steps from creating your channel to creating a video to a thumbnail and uploading into your new channel. That's all the moving parts you need. So good luck with it, and just be consistent. It is so important to be consistent. It might be hard to get a lot of these videos going at first because you got to stumble through the process. It's not like, second nature. You're not going to know every step to do really quickly. But the more you do, the easier it will get. And you'll probably, if you stick with it, you'll be uploading videos every other day or once a week or every day if you can get to it. And your channel will start to grow. And with each video, improve something, that you think you didn't do a great job on the last video. That's normal. As you saw, this video that I made here, my first quiz video here, is too short. And I wondered on the thumbnail if I got a good font. So there's always things to improve, and that's okay because that's the nature of getting things out there and learning as you go. Okay, thank you for watching. In these videos, I'm going to go over creating quiz videos with the free version of Canva. So first I want to point out that you can't use many of the elements that come in Canva without having the paid or pro level subscription. So let me just show you what I mean to start. I'm just going to pick up some design I have here. I'm in my free version of Canva right now. And you can ignore this wild looking thing. That's not the point right now. What I want to show you is if I want to add elements to this, and I go to elements here, and let's say I want to add an audio because I need a ticking clock and other sounds. So if I go searching for, let's just say sound effects. That's a good one. Just sound effects. And I go to audio here, to the audio tab. You'll see all of these have the little crown there. That means it's the pro version is needed. If I were to pick one of these, I can't download it unless I pay for upgrading my account. So that's a no-no. So I'm going to just get rid of that, delete track. And then, I can scroll here and occasionally I'll find something that is not a pro level audio, and the same applies to the videos in here and the elements. See, finally here are some that don't have the crown in them, so I can use those. So when you come to do this, you can find sounds you need. I mean, typically you need maybe a whoosh sound and ticking clock sound. Really depends what kind of video you're putting together. So you can come here and find some. Obviously there's some here. But what I want to show you is where to find these things outside of Canva, because then you can upload them into your free Canva account. So I'm going to go to Pixabay here, pixabay.com. If you've never seen it, it's a great site, and you can join the site for free. I think you can download without joining the site, but I don't know if they put up timers that make you wait. They do something that makes it a little annoying, so you can join for free. I have a free account here. I don't even think there is any paid version at all, and it lets you get access to all of this stuff. So for example, I might put in something like ticking clock. You can see I've done it already. It will initially maybe show me photos, so that's not what I want. So I am going to change this right here to audio, or rather sound effects here. And now I have all of these sound effects I can use, and I can listen to them. I think you'll be able to hear them. Let's see. That one's pretty low sounding. And that one's kind of too slow for me. Let's see what this is. Yeah, I don't know how loud those are coming through on the video I'm making for you. I don't know, maybe you can hear that one. So you can come here and get these. These are all free once you're on Pixabay here. So if I like that one I was just playing, I can download it. So I simply click download and download it to my computer. So you can do that with the audio. And also you can get, well, you can get the three audios that I basically use are a whoosh sound, the ticking sound and the sound of a bell. I've already downloaded those off Pixabay, so I'm going to show uploading them into Canva in the next video or two, but I'm just saying you can come here. And one other thing you can come here and get is the actual background video itself. Because in Canva, as you'll see in the videos that follow, is you're starting with a video layout, which means there has to be something moving in there in the first place. And in Canva, same issue with the free account. Most of those videos require you to pay and upgrade your account. So there are a few you can use in Canva, or you can come here, and I've done a search here like background video, and I make sure it's on videos over here instead of photos or music or any of that stuff. I have it on videos, and usually you got to ignore this first row because this really are ads. You may not realize it, but down here where it starts to say royalty-free videos, they're all here. So you can see as I hover over one what it looks like. You know, check these all out. They're all beautiful. Here's a nice bird. You know, here's the flowers blowing in the breeze. But you got to have a video for your background of your quiz video that is not too distracting. So whereas these may look really cool, they may actually not work out in your favor. And try to get ones that are landscape, not portrait like this, not vertical. You want ones that are horizontal, like this one. See, that might work out. It's okay. It doesn't keep it too distracted by all the craziness going on. This is another one that could work. Something like this to me makes no sense at all. In fact, I can't even see it moving, so forget that one. Unless I'm doing a quiz about photography equipment, maybe. This one right here I had downloaded. In fact, I will download it. No, wait, I'm going to take that back. I did download it. Then I realized it's only 10 seconds long, which was not helpful. I need one, and you need one that is longer than that, because you can't really stretch them out, but you can shrink them if they're longer. So I looked around some more, and let's see what I came up with. I think I grabbed this one. Maybe it's 12 seconds long. There might have been another one I grabbed. Now I don't remember which ones I grabbed, but we'll see them in the upcoming videos. Yeah. Like, here's an interesting one. Now, of course, the theme of a dark forest isn't maybe what you want, but just to give you an idea, I will use this one for an example to show you how to upload this into Canva. And this is the thing. I'm saying it's 24 seconds long, so that's good because most of these quiz videos, the first, the piece of it that is the question and then you wait for the answer is usually around 15 seconds long. So this being 24, yeah, I'm going to go get that one. And you get to here and you can download it. What size? Well, you know, that really depends because even if it's not exactly the size of your Canva layout, you can stretch it to fit. So I think this is fine. This is fine too. When I start to look at these sizes though, I also look at how big they are in file size. So this is actually pretty reasonable. A lot of the times you'll see these videos have you know, something like 1920 by 1080 size. It might be 50 megabytes. This is only 3. So that's fine. I'm going to download this right into my computer here. You can see I've been downloading a bunch already. So I will show you how to upload this and some audios in the next video. Following from the last video, I'm going to show you what I downloaded from Pixabay that I'm going to end up uploading into my free Canva account. So if you want to follow along with the very exact audio and video I'm using, this is what I've got. So I'm going to go to here. I'm grabbing this video, and right here, you can find it here. In fact, I'll put this link somewhere, I guess, under this video. I can do that with the videos on Pixabay. Now I'm going to show you the sounds. I don't quite have a way to give a link to them, but I'm going to show you where they are. So one thing I needed is a whoosh sound, and I'm grabbing this one right here. It is kind of loud, so I'm not going to play it here, but you'll hear it in when I assemble this in Canva. So it's right here, whoosh cinematic, and I did a search for whoosh and made sure I got to sound effects as the media type here. And it's this one right here, whoosh cinematic. And I have ticking clock. So it's this one right here, clock ticking sound effect. which I got from putting ticking in as the search term with audio or sound effects. And I need a bell sound, so it's this one right here. Or rather, I played it already, so let's see. There it is. You can find that right here. It's just simply called bell. There's other bells here, and I did a search for bell. Okay, so that was pretty simple. All right, so I'm going to go to Canva next. And here I'm going to start putting this together, a quiz video. So I want to go to video here because I am making a video. And by going here, and I'll pick out the YouTube one, which is right here, YouTube video. And you can see the size is 1920 by 1080. It might be hard to see in my video, but that's the dimensions of it, 1920 wide by 1080 tall in pixels. I'm going to click that. And I'm only mentioning that because in the previous video, I talked about which size video to download from Pixabay. It doesn't really matter. If you can find one that matches this exact size, that's great, but be aware of the file size when you're downloading from Pixabay. If it's excessive, like 50 megabytes or so, you probably can download the smaller version of it and just stretch it out when you are here. That might have confused you, so I apologize for that. So I've got my blank ready to go, and since I started with this as a video template in Canva, it's already showing me a timeline here, which is what we need to work with. So I'm going to go get those elements and upload them. I'm going to go to Uploads and go get the files. There's one of them. That's the video. And I hope I'm not confusing now. I'm going to say something else here. The video you get from Pixabay, if that's where you're going to get a video, you don't want that video to have any sounds in it, and they generally don't. So I don't know if you got to keep an ear out for that when you're looking for videos outside of Canva, but I think you're pretty safe. Next, I'm going to upload the audio files, so I'm back to Upload Files. I'm in my folder here. I'm just going to sort by type so I can get them all together. They'll all be MP3 files. 1, 2, 3, bell, clock ticking, and whoosh. I'm going to upload those. And I have them ready for me to work on this. So the first thing I want to do is get that background video here. So I'm going to go to uploads of videos here, not audio, but videos. And there it is. And you might be able to see here, it's 53 seconds long. And you see how it didn't quite fit in here. So I'm going to move it around till it goes in the corner there and then just drag it here to size it down. All right, that's great. And 53 seconds is more than I need. So on the timeline here, I'm going to shrink it all the way down to about 15 seconds, about like that right there. If you can see where I left off, as soon as I pick my mouse button off, it loses it, but it's 15 seconds long. So the next thing I want to do is add the audio. Going here to the audio tab, I want the whoosh. And you see, as soon as I clicked on the whoosh, it showed up here underneath the video. I want it to be very fast, so I'm shrinking that as well. Leave it about a second long. And I want to get the clock ticking sound and put that in here as well. Whoops, lost my timeline. There it is. Looks like the ticking will start right after the whoosh, which is fine. I want to leave the ticking sound for about 10 seconds, but to be honest, I'm playing around a little bit with timing here. It might be off by a second. I'm just trying to show you how to put these together. So you can see, I'm saying that because the video, the audio track for the ticking sound is only 9.4 seconds long instead of exactly 10. And that's okay. I'm going to leave it like that. And the last thing is I want the bell. So I want the bell to go off after the ticking sound. What's this all about? Well, imagine, well, you will see this anyway, but the questions come up with the multiple choice or whatever I'm doing here, and the clock starts ticking. And after about 10 seconds, the bell goes off very quickly and the answer is shown. Okay, so this bell, I don't want it to be 4.5 seconds long. I want it to be quick as well. So I'm just shrinking that down too. And let's give this a listen. I know from doing this earlier, this whoosh is very loud. So before I even play this for you, I'm right-clicking on it and changing the volume. Okay, yeah, volume down here. It was really, really loud when I did this earlier. So it started at 100 volume. I'm going to move it down to like 40 or so, 41. Good enough. All right, let's listen to this. Okay, so that's it, but I might want to play with it a little bit. I'm seeing that the point at which the bell starts is more than 10 seconds, so I want to shrink this a little bit. All right, I'm not going to get this exact. You know, you could spend a little bit of time working on this, but I want you to just see the process. I'm going to move the bell over, not shrink it. It's a little tricky. I got to grab it in such a way that I can move it. And occasionally Canva will have a glitch and won't play it at all. So I just want to make sure it's still playing. That's perfect. That's everything I need for the first part of this. And now comes a subjective question. Once the bell goes off, I know you can't see it yet, but the answer will appear. How long do I need to display the answer? Maybe 5 seconds is too long, even though it sounds very short, 5 seconds. But I think I'm going to dial this down a little bit. Instead of this being at 15 seconds, I'm going to end it, oh, I don't know, 12 seconds. You know, when you make yours, play with your timing, see what you want to do about it. I'm going to leave it here. Let me just play this one more time. Perfect. I'm going to download this. I'll explain in a moment. But just know when this is finally getting assembled, this whole thing will repeat over and over and over and over and over with different, well, I'm going to do a trivia one with different trivia questions and the answer appearing after the 10 seconds and all that. So you're going to see how that comes together. But first I'm going to download this video. So there's some confusing things going on here. I uploaded a video, I uploaded sounds, now I'm downloading a video. I didn't even add any trivia questions yet. So what is going on? It's this. Canva seems to have a limitation that if I were to for example, I can right click on here and say duplicate the page. And this is what happens. I get the video, the background video, but these things, I would have to one by one duplicate this, duplicate. It's work. So the easier way around that is I'm going to delete this. All right. If I download this now, and you'll see it anyway, and I guess in the next video, I download it now, it's going to embed the audio into the downloaded video, and then I'm going to upload that one and use the version with the audio already in it. So when I duplicate the page, it already has the sounds built in. Bit confusing, but just let's go with it, and you'll see how I am using this in the next video. So I'm going to download this. I'm going to go to Share and download this right into my computer. It is an MP4. Make sure that it is a video. So I'm just going to hit download and save it in my computer. I'll stop the video that you're watching here because it can take a minute or two to download. Okay, going further with this free Canva video setup. I left this from the last video with this here, and I embedded the audio and downloaded that. I don't need this anymore, so I am going to delete it. And I'm deleting the audio here too. I need none of this anymore. What I do need, I don't even think I need that. Let's see. What I do need is to upload the video that has the audio embedded in it that I had done in the last video of this training, right above this one, I suppose. So I'm going to go get that. And it is right here. And let that upload. You'll see they look exactly the same, although this one I cut shorter. So let's see. It should only be, what, 12 seconds long? Waiting for it to fill up, and we'll take a peek. Little slow because it's a big file. And who knows, my internet connection might be taking a break today a little bit. There we go. 12 seconds long, as I said. And I'll put that in here. And you might hear already it's starting to play the audio. Let me start that again so you can hear the audio. I'm going to click the play here. You'll notice that there's no audio elements underneath the video anymore, but you will hear the sounds. Okay, so all I need to do now is add some trivia questions or whatever it is I want to do here. And let's go get a square or some shape. Here we go, a nice shape there, although I'm going to move it a little bit. I think I'm going to, I'm going to try something this way. Let me see. And this is just the layout stuff. This is where you get a little creative and do it whatever way you feel like doing it. You can follow what I'm doing here. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have a trivia question or just a question and 4 possible answers, and then I'll have the actual answer appear around the time the bell goes off. So first I want to get some boxes here, and I'll change the color. I'm not going to be fancy here or anything. I'm just going to go for white, I suppose. Oh, that does look a little plain. Maybe something with a gradient looks a little better. Okay, I'll go with that, and I want to get the rounded corners here, so it looks a little more fun. So I'm going to get, let's see, 3, 4 more of these. Well, let's start with getting this set up here. So I'm going to have that and this and this. All right, so I got that. I have an idea here. I'm going to make the 5th one, which will show the answer, just a different gradient background. Put it right there and go for a different color. Something here. See, that's going to be black text on a light color. So this can be white text on a darker shade there. Okay, and I have some trivia questions ready to go. Here they are, but you'll see me put them in there. So I need a text box on the top. Let's get that in there. And that's going to show the trivia question. It's going to be a little hard to see the question because of that video. And I said previously about getting a video that's not distracting. And for this whole training here, I did get this one, which was less crazy or chaotic than some of the others we've seen. But as you can see, even this one's going to be a little hard to see the letters. So I think I will do an effect here. I'm going to go to effects. This is an effect being applied to the text, and get the outline one, because it will make it easier to see, I believe. Let's try that. Yeah, I think that will make it easier to see. So my first question is, which of these is not a breakfast food? Which of these is not a breakfast food? And if your letters or words look too crammed together, you can always space them out a little bit, like that. And I want to put the 4 possible answers on top of these pretty boxes here. So I'm going to go get text again. Whoops, what happened there? I'm going to get, let's try that again. I'm going to get some text. And it came out to be a pretty big piece of text here, so I want to shrink it. All right, now it's on there, but you can't see it because it's white. So I'm going to change the text color to black. There it is. So this possible answer is eggs. And I'll make this bold. Let's see, eggs. Yep. And another food that we have for breakfast is oatmeal. And another one we might have is pizza. Uh-oh. Who eats pizza for breakfast besides me? Not too many people. And the last one is pancakes. So, of course, pizza is the food that is not... Which of these is not a breakfast food? Pizza is the obvious answer. Let me get pancakes in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to grab that pizza right here, copy and paste it into, or move it down into this box where we'll have the answer, and make the text, in this case, white, so it stands out more. All right, so we're going to have that, and I think I'll make the answer even a little bigger. Let's see if that works, just for fun. And just looking at the layout here, I think these things need to go down a little bit for a little more room there. And then this can come down a little bit. So before I go further, just want to point out again here, this is not the greatest looking thing at all. It's functional, all right? I'm not trying to have a big design lesson here. That's up for you to play around in Canva and get good at laying things out. This is more about how the process works. All right, so that's great, except this one thing, I don't want it to appear until after the bell rings. Like these should show right away along with the ticking clock and all that. But this should not appear until the bell rings. And the way I'm going to do that is first I'm going to group this together. I got the background with the gradient and the word pizza there. And I'm going to just group it together. And then I'm going to right click on it and say show element timing. So now once I click that, it will be down here. See, and there it is. Looks like they didn't stay together as a group. That's okay. So I got to make this around where the bell comes in. And we may have to play with this a little bit and maybe move it around just a little bit. So I'm going to move the playhead, this is the playhead, back to here. And let's just give this a try and see what happens. Now, somebody would be looking at this going, gee, I don't know, any of those are good for breakfast. All right, so it came on too fast, too early. So I'm going to shrink it, or rather, shrink it this way a little bit. It's okay if it comes on. Whoops, what just happened there? Did I lose my thing? There we go. Let's try that again. So it doesn't matter if the word pizza and the background box appear even after the bell rings, as long as a person doing this and watching this video can get to see the answer. So I'm not going to go all the way back, just a little bit here to see when the bell goes off and the timing of this appearing. Perfect, perfect. I'll play that one more time for you so you can get the whole thing. Here we go. Wow, moving right along here. So the next thing I'm going to do is duplicate. So I'm going to right click down here on the timeline on the background and say duplicate page. I had paused the video for a moment to check something out. I wasn't sure a moment ago why I had pizza separate up here and the background box that it goes on. I don't know if that was a little bit of a glitch or me misunderstanding what Canva was trying to doing, but I don't need two of them. I just need the box. Watch this. Okay, so that's it. And I duplicated, and I wonder if I duplicate one more time, because I do have 3 trivia questions there. Yeah, this is exactly why I did the audio first. So let me go back a step. In the last video, I showed you how to embed the audio first and then upload that audio back here. It looks exactly the same, but the sounds are in it. And now you can see when I duplicate, I carry everything with it that I need. There's no like, oh, I got to go get this thing and go get that thing, and it saves a lot of time. Now, the only thing I got to do is, of course, change the questions here. So my next question is, and because I'm working on this page here, that's where it will change, and it is, it's how many seconds are there in an hour? Well, we all know there's 60 seconds in a minute, but how many are in an hour? Let's put in some possible answers there. 2,400, 2,800, 3,600. I wonder who's getting their calculator out. And 3,800. I also just noticed this looks like it's a little not lined up here. So let's just move that down a touch. All right. And even here, where is the answer box? It's here in time. So watch, if I move the playhead, now it's there. And of course, the answer is not pizza. This time, the answer is 3,600. So 3,600 is there. And my last set of trivia here is this question. In which country is Lisbon? Well, is it in France? I don't know. Do I need to look this up on the internet? Is it in Spain? Who knows the answer? Is it in Italy? Or is it in, Portugal? which is where it is. So I'm just going to grab that there. Move the playhead to where the answer appears. Pop that in. And let's see. I'm going to go back and back and back. I think on this first one, I still had that a little off center from there. So I'm just going to grab, whoops, don't want to move the video. Got to be careful what you're doing here sometimes. Going to grab those two things and just see if I can inch them down. Now it's moving the video. I find the background videos sometimes are hard to separate out of the elements. I don't know why that is. So I'm just moving this down a little bit, and then that one down a little bit, and even a little more. I'm being really particular here. All right. So let's just play this whole thing. It's going to take, let's see, 12, 24, 36 seconds. Let's have a trivia challenge. And that's it. That's the whole thing. So that's only 3 questions. So let's say you have 20 or 50 questions. Just keep duplicating the page. Right click and duplicate page. And then you'll have to do that as many times as you need to for the number of questions you will have. And then you'll have to go into each one separately like you saw I did. It's a little tedious, but it's not that bad at all. In this, because being able to duplicate the page and having the audio already embedded in it is saving you a lot of time. So that's the whole thing. And when you're done, you just download it. So go to download, and it is an MP4. This is what we want. It's a video, and you'll download it. And the longer it is, the longer it will take to download. There's a range there. I couldn't say exactly. It may have to do with your internet speed. It definitely has to do with Canva's servers. So, like I'm going to hit download now with just 3 questions, and it might take 30 seconds, maybe. So if you have a bunch of questions, it will just be that much longer. But, it's okay. You just wait for it. So I hit to download, and you might see there it's starting. It's slowly getting there. It is video. Videos are big files. And once I have this file, of course, I'm ready to upload it to YouTube as a quiz. And I'm going to stop this video. And yeah, you can just follow along everything I did here in these videos to create your own. In this video, I'm going to show you the Canva templates that you can use. And underneath the video should be the links to them. These are template links. So what happens, you need a Canva account. And also, everything I'm about to show you, I created in the free account. So if that's all you have, this should all work. And of course, if you have the paid or pro plan of Canva, no problems at all. But one note to this is, since it is the free version, there's probably a little less that I was able to do and which graphics to use. So let's just get into it. I've got 5 of them here for you to use. And this first one I call 4 answers, because there's 4 possible answers to select from. Now, here's the question and here's the possible answers, but what about the actual real answer? How does that appear? It's over here. It's hidden until the timing gets to around there and it appears. Also, a bell rings at the same time. If you don't see this here when you go to the timeline, then move the playhead to where it should be so it appears in the canvas area, the design area here, and then you can right click and say to show element timing. Mine says hide because I'm already showing it, so there's nothing I have to do there. In fact, why don't I do this? I'm going to hide it. There we go. And if it's not there, this is what I'm saying. Right click on it and say to show it. And you can see, sometimes it shows up double like that. And you can see it's there. It starts around 10 seconds when the bell rings. The audio is embedded into this video, so there is nothing you have to do about adding sound to this. And I'm going to play this now so you can hear it. and that's it. And to do more, by the way, you should change these initial questions so you have different ones than anybody else using the template. But what you would do now is you'd right-click down here on the timeline, right-click on that first, they call it a page, and duplicate the page. And you get your second one here. Now it's going to have exactly the same question, so and the same answer here. So if you want to, well, you need to change it to whatever you want. So I could say, in what state is Dallas? And I could have a choice of New York, California, Texas, and Ohio. And the answer is Texas. So I would change all those as I just said. And I would have to move the playhead over to where the answer is visible and change that to the correct answer. And the audio carries through because it's embedded into the background video. And as you proceed, just do the same thing again, duplicate the page like that. All right, so that's the one with 4 possible answers. Let's go to the one with 3 possible answers and kind of a different design here. Also, you should know, as I said, there's a lot of graphics I'm not able to use in the free plan. You can see all of these have a little crown, and if you hover over, it says Pro. Well, some of them do Pro. So whatever you see here is only what is available in the free version of Canva. So this one is very simple. I'm just going to click there, and a person looks at that and goes, Toronto, I don't know where that is, and then all of a sudden the check mark appears. That's all that appears here is the check mark. Now, if you don't like this check mark, for example, as you take the template and it's in your Canva account, change anything you want. Change that check mark. Obviously, you'll have to change the pictures and all that because what you'll do is you'll right-click, duplicate the page, and on the second one, obviously change this to something else, of course. So my first one was about Toronto, and I might say something like this. I'll do a different city. Brussels is in, well, where could it be? Is it in France? I don't know. Is it in Belgium? Yes, it is. Or is it in Spain? Okay, trying to think of countries. And again, the check mark in this case is going to appear in the same place as I move this over. But, you know, I should do this just so you really get the idea of what I'm getting at here. I'm going to take out Spain, and I'm going to write Belgium in there and change this one to Spain. So Belgium is the correct answer. But when you're designing yours, you'll see the check mark is still going to say the second thing here, which is wrong. So with it visible here in the design mode, you would just take that check mark and move it to there, knowing, of course, that it won't appear until after a certain number of seconds. All right, so that's the one for 3 answers to choose from. This one is to unscramble words. So I'm going to play this. It's got a few sounds in it I already put in there in the background video. And give people a good amount of time to figure that one out. Little drum roll happened there, and the answer appears. Let's try the next one. See if you can answer it. What is it? Of course, a hamburger. So that's how that works. Just same thing, like I've been saying, just right-click, duplicate the page, and change the scrambled and unscrambled answer. And of course, you got to move the timeline to where you can actually see the answer to change it. All right, so that's about scrambling or unscrambling. Here's a yes and no one. So a person watches this and they're like, I don't know. So they watch it for a little while. And how do they get the real answer? Let's see if I built this in. Yep. Okay, so penguins can fly? No. And by the way, maybe this should have a question mark here. That's up to you. I'm going to leave some things up to you. But what just happened? How did true disappear? So this is a little tricky. All right, there's actually a box here. I'm going to right-click on it and show it in the timeline. It's the same color as the blue here. So you don't see it, but it is there. You can click on it and know it's there. It appears you'll have to, each time you create your duplicate page, put it where it belongs based on the answer. For example, here's the second page. And this is Napoleon was short. You know, the first one was about penguins. So actually, I meant to change this picture. Actually, this is good. Watch this. So this is inside a frame here. I'm just going to delete the picture. And I did upload a picture of Napoleon. All right. And you got to move this around to where it's just going to go inside that frame. I think you can see that. And if it looks a little odd, because I don't see his head, double click on it and then see if you can move it around like that. All right. So there is the one about Napoleon was short. And actually, he was not. He was middle height. So let's see what happens. You know, the common thing is he was short. And now false appears because that's not the case. All right, so duplicate, and every time you duplicate, you're going to carry along with it the box that is the same as the background color, and you just need to move it where it belongs based on the question and the answer. All right, and we have the never have I ever flew in a helicopter. Let's go to duration here. Now, there's no correct answer here. There's nothing that you show a person. It's just for them to look at and answer to themselves. Maybe they're sitting around with some friends and, you know, they just have a great time answering the question or thinking about it. So never have I ever been to London. Never have I ever eaten monkey brains. That is actually a food, I think, somewhere in Asia. I'm not sure. I've heard of it. Never ate it myself. And never have I ever seen a rainbow. Okay, so that's how that works. All right, and with all of these templates, you're going to bring them into your own Canva account and change them up. You have them as literally templates, which means you can change anything you want. It does not affect anybody else using the same template, because once you put it into your Canva account, it's yours. It's not affecting me, mine here, or anybody else's.